with Kalilu Banja every Saturday from 8 to 10 p.m.
You want to know about the Gambian entertainment industry? You want to know the existing policies and programs of the arts and culture sector? You want to know about the governance and management of the arts associations? The program will throw a fresh light on the entertainment industry in focus. We will touch so many angles about the cultural sector, the opportunities and challenges, and interrogate them, and most importantly, offer solutions.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of the Showbiz in Focus on Gambian Talents TV. We want to extend our apologies to our esteemed viewers for the late start of this program. I did inform you last week that last week and this week I will be a little bit late because of some errands that I am into, and that is the reason why we are starting late today. Tonight, you will join me with two of our distinguished guests, all the way from the Gambia and also from Australia. We have Tismol Suso, aka Katato, in the building, and also Pa Abduwage of the Wax Multimedia Company. The two gentlemen will be joining me. Hello, my guests. How are you doing, guys? Pa Abdu and Katato. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening.
Hey, Kalilu. Hey, Smalls.
Yeah,
before we go.
Lala wahali.
Yeah.
Jërëjëf. Boy, Smalls, naka?
Why, bro, I'm happy to see you.
Yes, been a while. Definitely good to see you too, man.
Yeah, man. Man tamit nag maa ngi kontaan nag tey maa ngi leen di gis, you know. Pa Abdou yow moom foog naa ne, you know, the past 4 years fan laa la mite woon Africell la, or you know, that was Africell. I think we were there for a sponsorship thing, and
No, that was more than 4 years ago.
That was 4 years ago. Katato mom, yo mom Katato kañ la? Yo gëj naa laa dégg de. Yo dang ma bàyyi léegi nag, dang ma bàyyi. Da nga ñëw rek nga bàyyi ma. Yeah.
Bro, yeah. I cannot even remember kañ lañ gëj a gisante, you know. I remember mom town so nobody again.
Exactly, bro. And then now you are a father, so you have joined the line.
Yes, sir.
Wow, by the way, congrats, bro. Congrats.
Congratulations. I saw you with the baby, so I was like, wow. So what's the name again? What's the name of the baby? Hope it's not
Khalil.
Yeah, Khalil. Khalilullah.
How can you forget that?
Oh, you know, there is a story here. There is a story here. Something very unique and something profound. Which I came to realize that you and Pa Abdul Wage share the same birthdays.
Yes.
Same day. So that is that's amazing, man.
We are team 9 August, yes.
Team 9 August. It's crazy.
We are team 9 August. Yeah, but I don't know how you came up with this, but it's amazing.
No, let me tell you, the deal was I was supposed to have Uber. Because Friday, yesterday, he's supposed to be online to talk about promotions, music promotion and marketing and on-listen songs. So I was about to get him on Saturday, his program. So I also wanted to get him, but he is also quite busy. So then I was like thinking, oh, who should I get now? So I said, okay, you know what? I was having Babukar Manka. So now let me twist to Pa Abduwage, because they are on the same, trend. So that is the reason why I had to opt for you. And then it was like, yeah, thank God that I'm bringing brothers together, because I also, you are from the family also. There is a family link.
Oh yes.
Kind
Oh
of.
yes.
I think Abdul man some small baba musmala ali, but one time small merby Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Mawa. I think Nancy like is on TV, and then more money like I'm gonna like you guys are kind of related, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, my
Yeah,
mom told me the
crazy,
same thing.
you know.
My
So
mom told me the
yeah,
same thing.
yeah. So
Yes, my baby.
it was
My
crazy,
baby.
you know. Bunmako, I
Yeah.
was like, what? I will never
Oh my
forget
God.
that.
Oh
And
my
now,
God.
Abdul, we have a special connection. You won't believe
Lola,
the
before that, sir,
before that.
we have that relationship. You
I
know.
mean, my very first video, one of my very first videos is my career. Abdul Moko Defar, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
On a zero budget, you know.
On a
Wow.
almost no budget.
No budget, you know. I share down, you know. My mom keep the
Oh yeah, being estate, back on there.
yeah, I remember it was like two in one video, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what we introduce your boy also. Tab.
Champion, you know, and you had a
Yeah.
good heart with that intention there. People see
Yeah.
you on this part already, so then the thumb on this part,
Wow, you introduce ko.
which was really mad, you know.
So what is the name of that track?
God's
God's
will
will.
and
God's
this
Yeah.
will. Oh,
and
okay,
this
okay,
no
okay.
problem,
Yeah,
no problem.
them Spiber days, and then them.
Yeah.
I think at the big side also. There was a
This
time.
guy, yo.
It was mad crowd on the beach, yeah,
Wow.
definitely.
Wow. So, gentlemen, I want us to go into the program proper. Like I said before, we have two outstanding, players of the creative sector. One is a musician by profession, and the other is a multimedia professional. And we started a program to look into the Gambia music sector in Spectrum, so that we can be able to come up with ideas, knowledge, and experiences, and sharing that, so that the young generation and even our generation could be able to learn from that. Because we realize that in the Gambia, as much as we have a lot of personnel, we also need to build capacity. In building those capacities that will allow us to, be professional, to enhance professionalism in the trade that we find ourselves, which is the music sector and also the cultural sector. So I like to call it the cultural sector because, they are intertwined, they are interrelated. And based on that fact, that is the reason why we want to probe into the legislatures that are there to be able to, enhance development of the creative sector, and also some of the things that we do as individuals within the sector, so that we can share those ideas and then we can find solutions where there are gaps. We can be able to fill those gaps, and then we have a lot of people, from different range of sectors, like the theater association, the music union, the film producers association. We had all of them here. We have even the director for performing arts, fine and literature. We also have general of NCAC. So they all share their knowledge with us. And tonight it's your turn. So I'm gonna start with Tismol. Tismol, can you tell the world something about yourself? Who are you as Katato?
An artist from the Gambia, musically, music artist, performer,
Mm-hmm.
songwriter. Now I'm a
Mm-hmm.
father too,
Wow.
and of course, I am representing Gambia everywhere I go because this is my country, and just
Mm-hmm.
a humble youth, you know what I mean?
Wow.
But
So that is Tishmol, but I mean we learned that you also hail from a traditional griot home, which are this. And someone was saying some time ago, even the Korah, was given to someone by a devil at Sanementere, around Brufut, and then that person was a Suso. Can you tell us something about that? Are you okay with that
it's
mystic,
yeah,
scene?
the history comes in different translations. You know what I mean? You know when you say one thing to one person and for that
Mm-hmm.
person to transfer it to other people, definitely the information keep changing. But the fact that it's not even a devil, it's a jinn. You know, the fact that the jinn giving the Korah to a Suso, this was
Mhm.
something that yeah, that I would say I was taught, and I know it through my lineage that this happened, you know. And yeah, so you cannot tell which story is the exact story, but yeah, it's something that happened with that
So we can say
that is
we can
connected to the
say
history of Korah.
it's a oral history that was related from one generation to another.
Generation, yeah. But the fact that the gene given the Korah to a Suso, that's the general thing that all the stories contain, you know.
Yeah, but I also learned to the fact that at that particular moment it was only one string. It was only one string, and then
Yeah,
later, the person had to multiply it to three, and then from there to seven, and then now we have 21 string. Did
this
you
is
have
what I
something?
mean. I am not here to confirm that to the general people, but the fact that the Korah was given to the Suso, and some stories will say there was Quran written inside the calabash, you know.
Inside the
And
calabash? Okay.
calabash. Some people still know these things because I personally saw a Korah with Quran written inside it, you know. So it's kind of magical in a way, you
Wow,
know.
wow, wow.
Yeah.
So that is how we call it. We call it the mystical Quran. And the National Center, I must inform you that the National Center for Arts and Culture, they are trying everything possible to ensure that it becomes a wall, UNESCO wall heritage whatsoever because of the instrument, so that they can present it like that. And I think
Well,
Gambia is
we
trying to
own it.
find that,
This,
yeah, so
yeah,
that they can,
yeah.
yeah, they can register
At
it.
least this is one thing that I know we own. You know what I mean?
Oh
The
yes.
Korah is for us. It's for Gambians. It's for the Jalis. You know.
So are you playing Kora in your own way, in your own rights? Because I saw you in one of your clips, you
Hmm.
were like holding the Kora. So I was saying, wow, is Katato playing the Kora? Are you playing the 21 string?
I mean, like the basic playing is like every child in every Girid home. I mean, especially at houses where they are making choras and they have chora, you definitely should know how to play the basics, you know. So I know this already, but to the professional level, I am not playing like that, you know. But I was one kid who was going on Salibo with my chora. My grandfather, every time there is prayer like Eid and so on, always
Mhm.
he's gonna give a Korah to his grandsons, and I was one of the closest people around him, you know. So I always have my Korah when it's Eid. So I was playing from house to house, collecting money and so on.
Oh,
So I
good.
still know how to play those basic wakumbeon, you know. Yeah.
So ikakumbe on implementing kenole.
Malo for bringing them for the Nigeria, but you know what I mean?
Ikakumbe dirogala.
Yeah, like Bandile, well, I can play them, you know, I can play Jalia, you know, I can play Kuruntu Kelafa and stuff like that. Because I don't want it. The thing is why I don't want this part to go away because it's important to me, you know what I mean? Like today, if you were asking all these questions and I'm not able to say anything, then
Mhm.
what's my relationship to the Quran?
Exactly. Yeah, because it's important. It's important to highlight that because at least at your traditional home, you were able to offer yourself with the hearing of the melodies and also with the hearing of the metronomes that are coming from these female singers, which we find ourselves in our homes, in the
Yes,
homes of the
yes,
griots. So
yes.
you hear them singing, and then as a kid, you should be able to pick something from there. So does that
I mean,
contribute to your musical, aspirations?
100%, you know, like I was in a house whereby sometimes we were making like 50 chorus or 100 chorus or 100 jimbis, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and every day the women are going for naming ceremonies, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and sometimes it's always a vibe in the house. Either one of the women will just pick a iron, they call it now. You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it has this, and you have a hook.
Mm-hmm.
It has a space in the middle, and you have another sharp iron that
Mm-hmm.
you can play with your hands. You know,
Yeah,
just to make
exactly.
them loud. yeah, some loud melodious noise, and then the women will hold this and sing. They can just be happy about somebody and then start singing, you know. So there is always a vibe in the house, either with that or with the fact that there are instruments littered everywhere in the house, you know. So as a kid, automatically you just start to play them without even knowing where it's gonna take you, you know. So
Yeah.
that rhythm, that timing, that connection to the music, even if you are not focused, is the brain is a unique thing, you know. So you keep consuming those things. So if you start to be an artist, automatically all these things comes, you know. So I think for me, this was like one of the best advantages I had, you know, because then the rhythm, the music was inclined with me, you know. So that's why most people cannot even understand me, because I am really versatile with my music, with my art. I know a lot of people complain and talk about it, but this is just me. We all cannot be the same. Some people can be focused on this, some people can be focused on that. Some people can also do multi-genre, you know. And I think this
Ex-
is because it's from my house. You know, we have varieties of music, varieties of instruments. So this helps me a lot to be able to fuse myself in any genre, you know.
Mhm. Exactly. And then I have a leading question, and I am going to hold that later, but it will be important for you to buttress on that because looking at the traditional way of doing music, especially when you come from the griot home, so
Mm-hmm.
they are very much happy when they are playing at ceremonies, like naming ceremonies, wedding ceremonies,
Wedding ceremony,
and
yeah.
all those stuff. But again, transforming that into the professional way of
Yeah.
production,
Mm-hmm.
which is the twist that you have taken. We will come
Yeah.
to that, and then
Mm-hmm.
how that has groomed you and then make you to become that artist of our generation, and then which we can all be proud of. So we will come to that, and you know, you will tell us, you know, briefly some of the things that you were doing to like learning from your home, and then see the gaps which were there, what the traditional griots were not making, and you twisting
Wow.
that and making
That's a
it.
very important correction, Carl.
That's an important one. I know because as we are talking, so I am trying to, yeah. So I am trying to come up with something like that. But again, Pa Abdul Wage, my brother, welcome to
Yeah.
the we just want you to give us a little bit of idea and insight how you came up with your multimedia company and who you are, you know, as a video maker, film maker. You know, we can say a lot of things. You know, a director, a storyteller, and then, you know, transforming this into something, you know, that will be good for the people. You know, so tell us something about yourself.
Uh, before I could say a single word, I would like to say uh, rest in peace to the one man who taught me everything I do.
Exactly.
My dad, you know, we
I,
lost him a few months ago.
Ah, rest
Amen,
in peace,
amen,
my
amen,
son.
amen. Oh,
So rest in
yeah,
peace
Accept
to
my
my
sympathy.
dad and all the other comrades who has fallen in the year 2020.
yeah,
May
exactly,
God
Amen.
rest their souls.
Amen.
exactly. We will join you first to send our condolence to your family, even though we have done it by writing.
Yes, yes, yes.
Actually, we did not speak, but again, we have done it in writing. You know, sending our regards and also our condolences to the family, to the Wage family back in the
Thank you.
Gambia.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, I worked with your father, you know, when he was the president of the Film Producers Association, and he was opted in the copyright, you know, collecting society. So then I was in the music union. So we used to hold meetings here and there. And you yourself as a personality, you know, we traveled together to Senegal
Yes, yeah, yeah.
for
For
almost about
physical
2
purpose,
years
yeah.
on a musical journey. And that was when
That
I know you,
was more than a
brother.
decade.
Yeah, that was like 7 years or no, 15 years,
That was more than a decade, bro.
more than a decade. Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah.
So we went together to Dakar. So it was a big move Yeah, so I could remember that. So you are a brother, and I know you are very humble, and I know you are a side person also. But
Yes.
again, yeah, placing all that, here we are. So now we want you to tell us a little bit of idea about your multimedia company. What inspired you to come up with a company like that? And
Okay.
I know the inspiration will be from your dad, but again, how does it come?
Okay. To do a brief introduction about myself is my name is Pa Abdul, real name.
Mm-hmm.
I hail from a family of multimedia people.
Mm-hmm.
We grew up seeing my dad with a camera,
Mm-hmm.
although they were the biggest cameras you could ever see. But we grew up seeing my dad with a camera.
Mm-hmm.
So this is all I ever know.
Mm-hmm.
Film. This is all I ever know. It's like I couldn't just sway away.
Mm-hmm.
It was right there in front of me.
Okay.
So when I finished high school and did my courses and all that, and the funny thing, Carl, is that I am not an art student.
Okay.
I am a science student.
Wow.
Yeah. So most of my colleagues went off to be doctors, but
Okay.
this is the part that God has chosen for me. This is
Mm-hmm.
all I ever know.
Mm-hmm.
So I started doing this back in 2005
Mm-hmm.
with Haruna Drabe.
Mm-hmm.
Haruna was the first person to show me the way.
Okay.
Yes. Uh, I will never forget those days. So it was through Haruna I was introduced to filming and editing and directing. But then he saw that my passion was more into directing because I have how do you call it? I have visions,
Okay.
and he saw the creative side in me. So he pushed
Mm-hmm.
me to be a director. I was there
Mm-hmm.
for a few years. Then I traveled to Dakar to study
Mm-hmm.
for a year and 2 months.
Okay.
Then I came back
Multimedia.
and
Basically on
yes,
multimedia.
yes, multimedia. So when I came back, I worked with Africell,
Okay.
doing
Yeah.
doing videos, photography, and filming for them.
Okay.
I was there for 8 years, and then it was in 2015 that I decided to open my own studio
Mm-hmm.
and then start recruiting young people,
Mm-hmm.
especially females. I think I've taught more female photographers and cameramen, editors than anybody else in this country.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
You can
Great.
see, you can see, you can see, you can see my students everywhere
proud.
from QTV to Cartoon Network to GRTS. They're all there. So
Wow.
at least that is one thing I am proud of. Not talking about the guys. Most of the guys that went through me are doing very well. They are doing very, very well in their own domains. So just looking at this side is who I describe myself. I am what you would like to call a life changer.
Mm-hmm.
I take young people from the streets who are computer illiterates.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not even sure if that's a appropriate word, but that's the only way I can describe it. People who have no knowledge of computers, I take them. I spend my time, money, resources, and everything to transform them into better people.
So you have an incubation center
Yes,
inside your
yes.
company. And
I have been
then
doing that
where you
for the past 5 years.
okay.
So Alhamdulillah, most of them they've become one of the best cameramen photographers and editors in this country. This is how I describe myself. I'm a life changer.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So if I was to live here today, I'll be I'll be happy because at least I know I've changed some lives. Lorek the day. Lorek is enough for me.
Exactly.
So when you
And we are proud of that. We are proud of that. And that is the reason that we are getting someone like you on this platform to be able to share your ideas with us. And this is important because a lot of people don't know that you are doing something like that. And you are
yeah,
the kind of
because yes,
who,
because Carl, you know the type of person I am. You know, you know my slogan, do my noise. It means I do things and then the work speak for itself. I don't have to voice it out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you know, Katato and both of you know that I am not the
Yeah.
loud person.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm not the
Real talk.
loudest person.
Real talk.
Even myself,
Yeah.
even myself. Yeah. Exactly. So,
Yeah.
I will come to my next question. Smalls was talking about his first video
Yeah.
was recorded by you.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
then, like you were saying, it was like a budding year thing. It was not
Okay.
expensive. By
Okay.
then, Small was not
You
even
know,
having a lot of money to pay you. Like,
so then all of us were really struggling. All of us were really struggling. Can you imagine? I shot that video. I didn't even have a camera of my own. It was Alaji Banka who came with his camera and with my ideas and my directives, we did the video. So both of us came together and did Small's video, you know. Then
mhm.
we would we would do anything to help young Gambians as well as Gambians.
Sure. Real talk.
We'll do anything, and then especially people like Smalls who then like in Gambia there's Mullo mentioned like first two or three top Gambian artists without him being the first, second or third. So doing a video for him, like doing his first video was not just beautiful. Uh, it was also something to be proud of
Yeah,
because
exactly.
a day like today, we've changed. Alhamdulillah, we've
Alhamdulillah.
changed, and then he can just sit here and say, "Hey, that's the guy who did my first video." Low rec is enough, bro. Low rec
Exactly.
is enough. Low Halis wouldn't coffee.
hmm Exactly.
No, no,
Exactly.
no.
And that is the
So
reason.
we did that video on a very almost no budget because he lives in Bakote and the whole video was shot
In the
in
in the
Bakote within his
Vicinity.
area, his
Is
resident.
is resident.
So
and the people were
I mean,
supporting as well. Yeah.
yes, the Bakote people, the guys who were supportive. Or the only thing he spent because I told him, look, you have to get this, you have to get black t-shirts, you have to get this and that. I think that was the time he had to spend some money because the script at the later part where we introduced Top 50,
Yeah.
it needed to
We
be
had to
really,
print
really,
some
really hood.
t-shirts. Yeah,
Yeah,
we have to
it had
print
to be
some
hood.
t-shirts. Yeah.
Yeah, so we printed some t-shirts and they got some bandanas, to
Bandanas.
make it real gangster.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So
so
and
I want to ask both of you because I will not leave you alone to talk. I want to ask both of you. So, what is the relationship, or what is the motivation that make you, as a multimedia personnel, to work with the artists to be able to portray their music into a video? Like, what is the relationship audio visual? Why do you call it that? And then practically, does it improve on the artist's career, or what do you think?
okay, let me just let me just answer this real quick. Um, when a song is released, Carl,
Mm-hmm.
it's not as heavy as when it comes with a video.
Sure.
Wow.
I've seen a couple of times when artists release their songs, it goes like 40%. But when it, when the video comes with it, it hits like 100 because not all songs are good songs, but a video, visuals can turn a not so good song into a very good song
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
because most of the time people don't know what you're saying about the song, what you're saying, what you're talking about. But when it comes with a video, they were like, okay, they can kill it more. They can deal. Then they concentrate.
Yeah.
So a video boosts a song. Yeah, it's like a cannon. You know, it's like a cannon. It just shoots. It just shoots up.
Okay.
So that's why I feel it's always important because Carl, over the years I've seen some Gambian songs, really good Gambian songs, and it really pains me that they just they just went down without the video. I've cried this at several times. Sometimes can you imagine we the videographers have to call the artist and say, boy, that's what I'm gonna for overnight, but later for another video. They were like, really? Okay. Oh yeah, you're right, man. You're right. So it means that Coco Halatu ko what's but you get slow. Parce que man, sometimes can you imagine Carl? I I hear a Gambian song and I start developing ideas for a
of
video without that Coco
Mhm.
Hamulko. Yes. Do what tell you know, do what tell
Bama,
you.
Bama,
It
Bama,
just happens.
Dagla,
It just happens.
Bama,
It just happens, you
Bama,
know.
Yeah. So, small, do you have
Bama.
something to say about that?
No,
Small.
yeah, because Mung Mamusa contact for Sago.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember when
Yeah, Jagana
he loved the song and he really wanted to shoot the video for it. And trust me, he had his concept and everything planned for it.
Small, this guy, I still
Go
want
on
to
right
shoot
now,
Save My Soul. Do you remember? Save My Soul.
Take my
I still
soul.
want to shoot that.
Hmm.
I swear to God, I still want to shoot that. You know, it's like how many years ago?
Sometimes it's for the artist to me. Maybe I am not gonna speak on behalf of other artists. Why come artists like me, should I get an album, it will be obviously top
With
10,
visuals.
15, 20. So sometimes songs hit in their body and you find it hard to do the videos for all the songs at the same time. But then this is true. Maluma si yo correct mo it makes the artist also to be seen. Like
Mhm.
they dig us a bad rep, but they don't see you. And sa personality tell that they different from your songs. Because some people will see you and your lifestyle and how you do things on the video. They might fall in love with that more than even the songs.
Mhm.
So Lulu tamit bonus la si comparable wa. Obviously lower here Lulu. So that's the only thing I can add on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Boy, Save My Soul. After we talk about that, that was one
So,
of your favorite songs, bro.
We have to, yeah, definitely.
exactly. So I just want to comment on that, because the visibility part of it, and then I think the visibility part of it is the most important part for people to be able to see you. Even though you are born in the Gambia, raised in the Gambia as an artist, now people in America or people in China could be able to see you and they can relate, to you. Like the Jamaicans could be able to relate to you. Maybe the song that you are singing, and then the videos that are accompanying that song. The Jamaican people can say, oh wow, Kundum is just like Kingston. Or they can say, Serakunda, wow, look at Gambia, look at this particular place, it's just like you
Yeah,
know
yeah.
Kingston, something like that. I think that is also very important. But again, translating, how do you as a video maker, how do you the conceptualizing those videos? Does it means that the artists have to sing something that is going to be more fictional, or it has to be reality based?
Okay, Carl, this is something
If
I
it is,
still
one is
I still
yeah.
can't explain this
Mm-hmm.
because when an artist uh, like gave me their song, like I said they want a video.
Mm-hmm.
The moment I start listening to the song, images start popping in my head. I don't even know how. I don't even. This is something that it just it's just like fixing puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I hear the song, the ideas start coming from left, right, and center. Release, no, not good, good, good. Yes. Good, good, good. So this is how I see I see uh I see the images that are related to the song. For
Mm-hmm.
example, when this was when I first heard the song "Save My Soul," do you know what concept came into my head?
Mm-hmm.
It took me far back BC. This is like I don't know, not thousand years ago. I don't know, million years ago. Uh, when uh, uh, when uh, 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 when when God uh, called Prophet Moses
Mm-hmm.
inside the cave,
Inside the cave. Okay.
inside the cave. So this was the concept I have with these walls. You know, we were gonna travel up country looking for a particular location that looks somehow like that,
Like
and
a
then
cave.
he was gonna wear white, holding a stick, you know. And then that was the concept I have for Save My Soul. So you see, my ideas just come left, right, and center. It can take me far back many years. So
Yeah,
these
but
are things that I cannot explain.
the question there is the lyrics of the song is
Mhm.
what is also giving you the ability to be able to imagine how pictorial it could be able to relate to the song,
Not
especially picking
not
it from
not
back then from history.
not all the time. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
you can shoot a video and it doesn't have to be exactly as what the artist is talking about. But for
Mm-hmm.
example, if somebody is talking about uh, women and how women are contributing in society, all right, you know, you
Mm-hmm.
cannot just show guys walking and then just school kids in their classes. No, those images don't relate. But you can show women in garden. You can show women being firewomen. You can show women that are doing everyday work.
Well, taking
So
care of.
this, yeah, taking care of the kids because the song is about how women are beneficial to the
To the,
society. You have to open your mind and start thinking what are a woman doing. So you script it, like you have to get 10, 10 or 12 women with different occupations. A policewoman, a lawyer, you know, you can just portray them somewhere doing their work while the song is going. So that is one kind of created concepts. But then you can also think about love, and
mm-hmm.
show a guy and a woman having a great time, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like one of Small's videos, you know, he was in a boat, you know, the other one he was with a girl. But then also you can have a love song, whereas you don't have to necessarily have to show the two people together
Mm-hmm.
because it depends on the song. You know, maybe you can talk about I am missing you. So one is here in Germany and the other one is Gambia. So you can always show them in in different parts, like alone.
Mm-hmm.
So it always, you know, it always depends on, you know, the message that the artist is trying to put out. That's what you transform into
Mm-hmm.
visuals.
Okay.
So that's why
Yeah.
it's always important to listen to a song and then sit with the artist and ask them, what do we write in the song? What were you thinking about? You know, because that's how I work. You know, small notes are how I work. You know, we have to sit together and then I hear from you with my concept. We build that together.
Exactly. Exactly. I think I understand that. So that is the same thing that we are saying, that you cannot sing about everything, but again you have to sing about something that is realistic. At least you know you can be able to relate. People can be able to relate to those songs. And
of course.
yeah, for a matter of fact, that is the reason why people like Smalls and other artists, have been, doing great videos, because you people were able to, relate yourself into their songs. But again, Smalls, I was coming back to you, like with regards to living in a griot home and then seeing how they do music, because normally in Africa, particularly in Gambia, the griots, they go to naming ceremonies, they go to wedding ceremonies, and then people will call them like mbikadia, it's like they did not transform the music into a way whereby it will be beneficial even more to them, even though they can sing great, they respect their art and they can do it well. It is, embedded in their society. So how do you use that to be able to transform your music and then to ensure that it, benefits you as a person and also your family? And coming from a griot home, what were the steps that you did?
um, I am definitely gonna say much respect to the four founders of the art of being a Gurian,
Hmm.
because without them also anything happening now will probably not be possible.
Hmm.
And this has to come with technology and how advanced the world is now, that
Hmm.
gave us the chance and the privileges to be able to take it to the next place. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, example, back in the days, it was hard to write to somebody in abroad. You must have to write a letter and send
A
it
letter,
postage and
exactly.
pages. Now you just sit on your smartphone and the person gets it in a second. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna take it like that. Back in the days, the Girids, they only see the cultural values of it,
Hmm.
and they respected that so much that they are able to keep it. And
Hmm.
then, yeah, before my generation, of course, a lot of people have took it internationally everywhere,
Hmm.
ages ago. But speaking on my behalf, it's more like I typically understood this line already, and
Hmm.
I know if I was gonna follow it, I am still gonna be respecting the values and still stay in the society as a Girian, you
Hmm.
know. So it was for me to make a decision: which choice do I want to
Hmm.
take?
Hmm.
This is after realizing that I am okay now to be an artist, because I'm not gonna say the school days and when I started music, it was more like the street influence. It
Hmm.
was not even like the music at home. It was
Hmm.
more like the street influence. You have friends listening to hip hop, and Bakau was more of like a reggae and dancehall society. People listen to a lot of reggae, so I was fused in this type of music. And
Hmm.
then, yeah, the influence from the friends and so on made me start making records and going to the studio and so on. But
Hmm.
this took me like few years later, when I have to make up my mind that, okay, now I am gonna be an artist. But what do I want to do? Do I still want to do the traditional way, or do I still want to continue this? So this is the time I realized that, okay, fusing the two,
Hmm.
it's a necessity.
Hmm.
It's important, because I can clearly tell you, when I started, a lot of people were saying, "Hey, you sound like Lil Wayne. Hey, Lil Wayne, song a bit of they sound come Lil Wayne. He sounds like Lil Wayne."
Hmm.
That was when we were rapping and then representing schools and so on. But immediately I realized this part of how important my lineage is, how important where I am from is. This is
Hmm.
the time I even switched the language from total English to a little bit of Mandinka
To
and Wolof,
Manika, yeah.
and Wolof, and then I
And
start
well,
to fuse the instruments into the music. And the
mm,
first instrument was kora. This particular track we are talking about, God's Will, my
God's will.
my very first video, it was the kora fused in the hip hop type of genre I was doing, you
Hmm.
know. And then this made the people to be like, huh? I'm Melanin. Like, it's not just the same thing that he was doing. So I think this really increased the followership and the respect for it, because a lot of elderly people might not be into your type of music, but that chorus could draw them to your
Into,
attention.
yeah,
Yeah,
to
you
like
know, yeah,
music.
yeah, exactly. So that really works for me, and then I start to even do more instruments. You know what I mean? I mean, like nyato dorong, like
Mm-hmm.
having the beat halfway hip hop, and when it comes to the hook, then we have the saurba like Kutiro playing. You know, but
Mm-hmm.
Gambian music. Like I am like one of the first people who tried that. You know what I mean? I did a lot of experiment in
Mm-hmm.
different kind of music that people are using today as a tool. You know, to just penetrate.
Like,
And for me, yeah, for me it was important, really, really important to do it. And one of the tools that I used was this to fuse the instrument into it. And when I start traveling, I start to realize that okay, you got people who are doing way better than you in the international scene everywhere that I go. You
mm-hmm.
know, I'm just being humble saying this. You know, you have people who are crazy at their art, and if you come with the same thing, it's like, oh, dude, we've seen Jay Z, man. You can do better than Jay Z. You know what I mean? But if you come with something that that's like the kora in it or the saurba, imagine Nyato Dorong starts is a hip hop vibe. Dum, dum, dak, dum, dum, dak. And then bomb in the middle, then it starts with dug, 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 then the guy with the Tubab guy or the American guy or whoever watching that will be like, okay, there's something different, you know. And then I think this difference was bringing a lot of concentration, and people start to respect me as an artist, and then it was working for me. And one thing I'm never gonna stop is to represent for the Kora. So it's since God's will to now, a lot of my songs have the Kora in it. You know what I mean? There's sometimes on my, if you listen to my projects, my albums, you will definitely hear the chorals on the intros or on the outros or on a lot of tracks, you know, because it's important for me to always show that as the traditional side, you know.
Yeah.
So these are some of the things that I use that made really good impact for me as an artist, you know.
Exactly. So it means the originality that we always talk about with regards to securing the rights to your
Mhm.
music, like the compositions and all that. So how do you participate in the compositions? Initially, are they generated by you, or do you have to employ instrumental players to be able to do that together with you in the studio?
I mean, back in the days, it
Mm-hmm.
was more it was more of programming. I'm not gonna
Exactly.
lie to you. Like when I started, it was more like have a beat, go to the studio, and then just voice. You know, I don't even care where the beat is coming from. You know, but growing into it, it's like you start to realize that everything in the entertainment industry is more like everybody have their own right to what they create, and
Mm-hmm.
this becomes an intellectual property for the person, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So this means everything now you need to do have to be original, have to be created by
Mm-hmm.
you, you know, or by you and your people. So I
Exactly.
started to learn the guitar, you
Mm-hmm.
know, instead of just going to the studio and then have beats to play. So I started to learn the guitar. What I learned on the guitar, the most important thing, and still now I cannot play a Bob Marley song or a Jimi Hendrix song because I was learning the guitar especially just to know the chords. You
Mm-hmm.
know, because when you know the chords, then you can make a song. You know,
Communicate. You
compose.
can communicate with other instrumental players.
Yes, exactly. So I started to learn the guitar, and the guitar is one of the most beautiful instruments to compose. You know, I mean, when you know it. So I started to learn. I started to know chords. Then when I hold the guitar every time, I will make my songs on the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
These songs can still be heard on beats that are programmed still, but then I am sounding different on it now because I'm comfortable with it on the guitar already. You know,
Oh,
but now most of songs that I do, it's like composed from start. I either have the melody on the guitar, you
mm-hmm.
know, and then send that rough sketch to the producer to build a vibe to it, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So when we have a vibe to it, this is where we start to figure out what kind of instruments can we fuse into it, and this is when the live part comes. So we
Oh.
can call like Ilafta. We have like Ansumane in the studio with us. He's playing kora, and we have Kuli. He's
Mm-hmm.
playing guitar, multiple guitars. He played bass. He played kora. You know, songs like Sabar. We have Sabar Kati, like Tiga Kati, like
Mm-hmm.
woodwind.
Like the
We
percussion.
have them in the studio, yeah, and we have Koli for the bass and the guitar. Some songs we will have perhaps sometimes allegedly to play some. Even if we want to play keyboard, we don't want the producer to play the keyboard. We will probably hire somebody who's a keyboardist and then come and play. You know, but I start to understand this because I know at some point if the music gets to if it comes to a certain year, like in the next 5 years, nobody's gonna say, "Oh, Smalls, this is mine. You steal this from me. You steal that from me." You know, it was all what we made, what we created. You know.
Exactly. Exactly. And then a short one. I think you were the first musician, I must mention this, like who exploited our music in Nigeria, because you were having a producer in Nigeria. He was making the Afro beats for
Yeah.
you. And then
Yeah.
yeah, that was the time we saw you singing like, wow, Nigerians. I mean, you were playing on, even though you were not singing like Nigerians, but you were
Yeah.
typically singing in Mandinka, but on the
Yeah.
Afrobeat. And
Yeah.
can you tell us something about that? What did you have
I
any kind of management in Nigeria, or
in
someone
Nigeria.
was exploiting your music in Nigeria?
Nah, it came because I have this relationship with Big Fat Sonny. Big Fat Sonny is very known in the Gambia back in the days. Probably now the industry might not know him, but I mean, if you listen to Gamcell advertisement,
Yeah,
Gamcell, yeah, boro, you know that loud voice.
I know him. I know him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I have this relationship with him, and he knew how much. Yeah, I don't want to say how much talent I have because I'm talking about myself now, but he knew what I have and what I can do with it, you know. And then
Hmm.
he knows when he brings me to Nigeria, he's not gonna regret it. So he has this multimedia house there, and they have their thing going on. And then the first artist he thought of was to call T Smalls to come to Nigeria and then give them. And this is funny, you know, because then Nigerian artists were not doing a lot of live music. It was the older people who were doing it, but it wasn't this Wizkids, Davidos, and so on doing live music. So the time I was playing there, it was really crazy. I know I left a mark there because I saw Nobles on TV one time, and they were saying they went to Nigeria and they told them they know T Smalls, and yeah, I just
Yeah.
said, you know,
Okay. Amazing.
yeah, it's nice to know this, but I know
Yeah,
Nigeria
man.
is really big. You know, you cannot know. A lot of people don't still know T Smalls. You know, a lot of them. But yeah, I was there because of Big Fat Sunny, and we had studio times with a live studio, a live band musicians, you know. So we
Mhm.
did an EP, and then we were gonna launch it. This is where we have Fire Dancer featuring I-Octane, you know.
I opted. Yeah.
I-Octane, yeah. So
Mhm.
we did a launch in Nigeria. It was Fire Dancer and few other tracks. So when I was performing with the band, I mean, the program was scheduled to play with the band, and a
Mhm.
lot of people were like expecting an older person to play, and then it was T Smalls. It was T Smalls to play, you know. And the moment I start playing, it was crazy, you know, because the people, yeah, to them, the younger generation cannot play with a band, you know. And
Mhm.
this guy is from Gambia, but he's playing with a band, you know. So I surprised a lot of people, and yeah, people were coming throwing money, and so on. It was a nice feeling to know that I'm coming from Gambia and I am on this huge platform whereby I'm representing just me and my country, you know. So that was really nice.
Exactly. Thank you so much to Small. So, during that time, we always say, "Oh, Small is back in Nigeria. He's in Nigeria now. He's a Nigerian."
Yeah,
But
I'm still producing with their producers, a lot of producers. You know, Symbol was made by a Nigerian producer. Tamala was made by a Nigerian producer. But the composition part of it makes it feel a little bit home. It doesn't look
Yeah, well,
really, really Afrobeats totally, because the original idea it's from a guitar or from a kora even, So this always bring it back to Gambia, no matter how much Nigerian producers I have.
Exactly. So I have a song of you here which I want to play, which you are paying homage to some of the old generational musicians, some of our legends,
Yes.
and
Yeah, it's called Respect.
some of the artists, who are still on music. I think this song is a killer song, so I have to play this. No one holds copyright, beholds copyright for this because you did not register
No,
it
this
yet.
is not. This is not out there. It's not registered yet. It's
Yeah,
exclusive for only this show and for you to be able to hear it. Actually.
exactly. So we're gonna play this, and then we're gonna play it separate.
But saying respect, respect. Katato, wah 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 wah, baby symbol.
Very simple.
Sana mobile respect, kana song kerije. Kumukumba respect, na na na, kana song
Keep it
kerije.
up, bro.
Kana batu poeta, when I can respect, don't let up on me kuya. Call a moment respect, I need respect. Gambia mobile, I need respect. Kumukumbali, I need respect. Nimukubali, saya mukubali. Dunia ninkulia, solo sande malaji punjen ko respect. Daida haida kolo si se ko respect. People sila jato si se ko respect. Kole biringaile, teka respect. Kole oku tramele, ala kai respect. Ala kutaka ye walinja libande ko respect. Sanna mobile respect.
Listen.
One kana son kereje. Kulukumba respect. Na na na, kana son kereje.
Kanan din eh. Kamu ke wala din.
Kana ke respect.
Listen.
Wala ta funi kuya. Kule mo me respect. I need respect. Gambia mobile. I need respect.
Listen.
Kulukumbalu, I need respect. Sunyai senor, kole Gambia sumade. Musa afiangom, kole banjul banjul ye. Anu musula yonjai, kole chona ki warna jeple. Bari mauda si kole, they don't talk about it.
Listen.
Just let me tell you, kiba tell you, kole respect. Kabingom, papis tu rain, kole respect.
Listen.
Sada wala kairale, the guy respect.
Tismos, I think Pa Abdul will be shaking his head to be able to figure out something. I think
I
already
swear to God. I swear to God.
you got a bad eye view of how this is going to be
I
transferred.
swear, I've seen the images.
You are seeing the images,
I've seen the
So,
images, billahi, billahi.
one of my key viewers, one of our key viewers on this program is Badu Job of Ifambondi. He will leave all his time in the night. He will be watching us, and I know tonight also he's watching us at the moment. He will be pleased about this song because we always talk about that, how to link the young generation and the old generation. It's not about even linking them, but again, like you said, the respect. Respect is key, in any human development.
Boy, that's a very good song. That's a very good song. It's like you're paid tribute to the legends we lost, and also showing respect to the living legends. Because
Exactly.
Gambia, this is one of I can see our problems. We don't celebrate our living legends.
Until they die.
until they die. What's the point? What's the point of making somebody billboards and celebrating him when they are gone?
Like, mhm. What's the point?
So
We,
sad.
I swear to God, man. I've cried so many times that what's the point of celebrating somebody after they are gone? What's
no
the
use.
essence?
No use. Yeah.
But
You know,
here, this song,
there's something about
you're celebrating the living legends. Guys, suñ ko déggee rek, ñi di xam ne
Celebrate
am na ku leen yëg
them.
once
Yeah.
they are still alive.
Mhm.
Celebrate me when I'm still alive.
Life. I swear that.
That's what I always say.
so, and I must say this, Pa Abdulwage, just 2 weeks ago, the Ministry of Youth and Sport, so they were trying to revitalize, to rename the Independence Stadium to the Biri, stadium. But again, you can see when Small was composing this, that did not even come to their mind.
I swear.
As we were talking before, relevance, there is something very important in a song, that is relevance. The delivery is key, but again, the relevance also of the song is important. So, Smalls, how do you come up with this song? What motivates you? Is it because of the times that we are living, or what motivates you?
I mean, I mean, this is not the first time though.
Somebody
I
is
am paying.
saying, you are really exposing me to the Gambian music. This should be the biggest hit of the decade. T Small's last
Oh
track
yes. Oh
should
yes.
be played
Thank
everywhere.
you.
Morunjai, thank you so much, brother.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very
Thank you
much.
so much,
Thank you.
brother
Thank
from
you
UK.
very much. Yeah.
Smalls, continue.
I mean, like, bring me back, please, Cal, because
So I was saying, what motivates you? Because I can see a lot of
yes,
relevance in that.
yes. I was saying, this is not the first time I'm paying respect to artists. You know what I mean? If you know me, you know I have a lot of respect for people,
Exactly.
especially who are older than me. You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
me growing up from Bakau, seeing a lot of artists, like Born Africans, Pharaoh House Crew, the Galaxies, seeing all those helped me to be an artist. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Exactly.
The fact that then we had
Exactly.
GRTS to show us all these videos, that to me was a big inspiration because it was just like, wow, ñi mun dañ lii boy, ñi dañ baat dañuy Gambian lañ. And then I start to also start thinking in that line. So that the fact that lolu noonu ñoom create nañ lolu pour ma mën a am lolu rek, it's
Mhm.
like that bring me up to here today. So you cannot be disloyal to that. If you're disloyal to that, you know what I mean, it's not fair. Soko hame hamuloko, you know what I mean? Just
Exactly.
inside being a person. So this for this reason, Damade always my play show. I always try to bring memories of my childhood with the songs that I'm very familiar with. Numade said I'm just more sure it Nengis like a lot of times they now and the born African praise this for them. It's not called if open mic, you know. And
Mhm.
yeah, and or Maslabi or Galaxy Crew or just famous song from somebody and the Madefco in between the show. And to me, this is like celebrating them for creating a platform, for
Give it
paving
the
the
way.
way for me. You know. So one time, Madef Born Africans at the stadium. I mean, a lot of lineup, Penalty Chow, a lot of artists. Then Born Africans, somebody reached out to me, but this was not an individual member of the Born Africans. It was a Born Africans page.
Mhm.
They reached out to me that I should not use their music for
Mhm.
any source of situation like that, because yeah, it's their song and whatever, whatever, whatever. So
Wow.
I feel a little bit down. This is something will happen. I feel a little bit down because probably they didn't understand. When my
Mhm.
Yeah, your
intention was,
purpose, yeah.
we had
Your purpose.
we had 10 years anniversary, and like
Mhm.
we mentioned now, Gambia, then they're fighting. Like
Mhm.
whoever is there now, go forget it, like they're jumping to the next. And I don't think Gambia, like I said, this is just typically as a human. So Hana Soko understand it. Human being more no lamel. So I'm a accept of their father. You know, look create. Why it's worse in Gambia? Why? Because during document and during la fulal wadi. You know, in other countries, Senegal, so you're gonna be big to that level, you know what I mean? And then last that.
Exactly.
You know, so Gambia Lulu do they you know. So man celebrating them on this 10 years, you know, we are celebrating our Gambian music, our music that from the grassroots to wherever it was, you know. So it was important to bring back memories. Like new for one bala generation, you know. So this is just my intention. So I brought those songs I have, and the reality is it wasn't like all my hit songs. I could say praises, the whole stadium sings, and I could still say, "Let me be the man." The whole stadium sings still, you know. I can still say, "Bro, the whole stadium is singing still, so I can ignore their songs and still do my hit songs. I got a lot of hit songs, you know. Rightfully, you know, why I didn't do that. I stopped some of my songs for your songs, so it took that must suck, you know. So I said to them, man, I'm been intention to make money on your on your records. I was only celebrating you, but understand all. So I said, now I'm gonna stop doing that totally. I am only Khalil more Ewni right now. Yeah, I'm a baby phone, so it just so yeah, I'm father right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so money, I will stop doing this. I will rather do it on a song. No. So I would rather do it on a song, you know. So this is why song being the another and it's coming on my new album, Symbol, you know. So man legi suma ko defé ci song fogu mané ken dina mer tamit su déggé turam lu tax
I doubt it. I doubt it.
You know, I will just give you history about what you are talking about. You know, Senghor, the then president of Senegal, he is a writer, he's a poet. And then there was a time, you know, more issue on an embargo on the, you know, creative sector of Senegal. Even droit de terre, Bugaide wa in Senegal, momoko initiate, momo tahnene lolu nono idea bobu nono they implemented. By then he was the president. That is how they got like protected with regards to intellectual property rights, because he was a poet. And there was a time in 2000, this should be around 2005, 2006. All the poets, all the poems, those that were written by Senghor, they had to give it to universities so that universities they would be able to give it also to artists for them to be able to sing about those poems, so that those poems they would be like recorded in a digital format in a way whereby it will still be alive in Senegal. So I'm not artist you, but some of the poets they are in Senegal, they are using their poetry to put it in music. It's not like the lyrics are even coming from those Senegalese artists, but again, the poetry is from somewhere. Some of the discussions that happened between Serin Touba and some of the followers. Senegalese artists, then they use Lolunos and you Defco in songs.
You will a big inspiration, you know.
They inspire it. But so a lot of Senegalese artists will be talking about that same thing. They will be talking about that same thing in different tracks. So how Maluta Gambia, you know, I don't want to bring any blaming before they will say Kalilu is blaming or whatsoever.
No. Why can't this show? I think it's about waking people up. I think this show is more of hitting the nail on the head. Because you're Gambian, see, it's one of our problems. They if we
have writers in Gambia.
With that, we would learn.
It doesn't make any difference that you go to Momodu Sabali because you know he's a good writer, and then he makes a good song for you. It doesn't matter, you know, in the University of the Gambia when they have a, like for instance, a writer, ko xamne is a poet, ñu nga amé poet yu bari, ñu nga amé good writers in the Gambia. Artists could go to them. And then some stories, the lullabies, you know why traditional songs they make great? A lot of the traditional songs like Komon Kola Bintayaki Sala Jalang, Talingulong, Miniamba Saba Miniamba Talingulong. But
I'm gonna tell you, Khalil, like because you're saying this, I on this album I was really trying to study this part, like I have this song called Tilir.
wait,
Tilir Muntele to Dinkilimbajo.
I will tell you something. Katato, on Ifambonde's album, you can hear the drums and chorus made by your father, Ali Ususo. He was a very good friend of mine. So Uncle Badu Joe is talking about that.
Give thanks, Uncle Badu. You know what I mean?
Okay, Uncle Kaveh Kondona. So if I before.
Yeah, if I'm back onto the back, Uncle Buddy, thank you so much for joining the program. Yeah, give thanks. Thank you so much. Yeah, Khalil Ibrahim Fokano is really important. Like, I have this song called Tilir, Tilir, Muntele to Dinkilemba Joyce and the album, something like that. And I always try to do something like that because near song Dolmo, Oye Palo, these are old school songs. And I've seen the new generation also. We are trying to fuse all these things together. But then the problem is a lot of people don't understand there is a big gap between the generations. That is, come Loneka Diwani, Senghor, the ex-president wrote some things and then it was documented and handed over to some people, and then it has like a procedure they followed to get it to the right place and it's authentic, up to date. I want to understand. So like Nyun, it was like we were just wild, we didn't see anything. We just came and then found whatever Lufaneka, and then you start to go about it.
Yeah.
So normally lolu su dalé even halal bo amul kilifa or amul li, like lolu lañ dewa yaru sak bopa, because there are some morals that you don't observe. It doesn't matter where and when. So ñun like musically lolu dal nañ sun generation, and not only sun generation side, So I'm not gonna say ne come nekut for one, it was 100% there, but then come information was not close to us, because there was a big gap. Before Nyunsun era, it was the Galaxies. Before the Galaxies, it was some other people. Before those, there were the Born Africans. Before Born Africans, Nyanyo for Nekon Tamid, and up to the connection to the time of the Ifambondis and so on. So it's only few people, few artists, like they got love for this music. Them research to know, in fact, who is Papi Toure. In fact, who is this guy? Who is that guy? I want to understand. You cannot blame all the artists for not doing that. Artists bunko jaral, like me, I know a lot of history about them. Why? Because
thank you for the nice trip to us.
Yeah, I've been following it, but I feel it's important to know where the roots is coming from, how important it is to me to know it. So more Papi student, so why been an artist Papi student, probably do the flag and so go where sending me Taylor, probably do ham, and these people are still here who did important roles. I want to understand. So New Gambia in general, every time they say I'm on structure, I'm on but what has been happening all these years, but ñun xalé yi mënuñoo am all those information. Nit da nga respect loo xam ne loo gis.
Exactly.
If you see it, then di nga ko mën a respect. But soo ko gisutee tamit ñu narratal la ko in the right manner. So soo ko gisutee sa da nga ko respect. Still, so you déggee Turi Keba Taylor, automatically you're gonna say, hey, lii la woon, and then you say one or two things about this person. But how are you gonna respect it, or how are you even going to know them if that information was not given to you? I want to understand. So li dafata gabu bari mu nekk suñ digante, and the fact that attitude Gambian bi is more like, okay, take he xew na ñu génne ko foofu noonu ñu dem feneen, loolu daf they affect a lot of artists mentally,
like categories, because we don't even categorize who is who was there, and then how to support them, to continue to support them, because supporting, it doesn't have to stop like at a point. It doesn't have to be stable. It has to be continuous, because music is a career, it's a process. You don't do that for only hobby. You don't do it for maybe a period of just for a decade and then you leave it. So I mean, I see no reason why we should not celebrate our old generational artists, and at the same time continue to celebrate our upcoming artists.
Yeah, but then that's because everybody is just doing what they can do, and collectively that's not been happening from generations.
Mm-hmm.
And then now they will organize themselves and do it the way they can do it best. So like yeah, it's difficult to know lu pass on sagana. So lolu is the one reason why man manyawa song bini, and then it will bring a wake up call to some people. Aki is authentic today. If he's talking about this, means there is some importance in this.
So
maybe what I'm gonna start the whole.
Bugumala dog, why Pa Abdu, the question will be coming to you now. Come teach more lumo wahni, because man tamit muson na ko binda, but no disrespect to anyone, but luma don wah more nekane. I think it will be important to maybe digitalize some of the old musicians and songs, like for instance Ifam Bondi, I think they got some great songs, Halal De Maga, songs like that, and a lot of songs that, Yo Lele and whatsoever. So if I can go T-Small mu play ko exactly come like Nuko guy play. Why Nyom you neka the composers of that song, but the lyrics is given to T-Small, and the music is a little bit fused to the modern day generational music. And T-Small put that on a video, because the young generation did not have the opportunity to watch the Fambondi video of that song. So then it can be digitalized, a video, and then this video could be copyrighted. If Fambondi will still benefit from it as the composers, and then T-Small also will have a great song, and he will also benefit from it. What do you think about that? Not only Ifambone, it was just an example, but we have seen.
Okay, Carl. Growing up, I was more into American music, especially hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the reasons I liked Smalls to begin with, because he delivers that American swag, rhythm, or So only most of these American songs, hip hop, mostly. If you are a real hip hop head, they have most of these songs were taken from a previous song. But I can tell you that.
Even myself.
Job, they follow said culture. They go follow. Yes, they went back. Most of these great songs you hear, I swear to God, it's from the past.
Exactly.
But they follow your said old culture. So why can't we Gambians do that?
Exactly.
We have the likes of our Super Eagles, Ifam Bondi. We have Usula Jai. We have the late Musa Gob, who's by the way got great songs. But I have a folder of Musa Gob. I heard songs who have the a person like Small Sukawari remix. It'll be a hit. But then let's go back to what Small said when he goes on stage and start singing all African songs. Hola lulu lumko isil. Luta, why? When all he wanted to do was to revive and make people remember.
Okay, Uncle Badu is saying you cannot simply take cover Ifam Bondi music without the creator's consent. And I think we are very clear here.
Yeah, that's totally
That's
that
good,
is
of course.
totally true. That is totally true. But we are just
Of course.
yeah. What could be done? Yeah.
like
What?
the
Okay,
freedom
go on,
to
Souls.
the freedom to access these songs
Uh-huh.
is vital. Yeah, I understand. Because
Ex-
if it is there, Bente probably nekune come ko use it. Not all it is small. Generally, if there is access to it, it's better than mum neka fum neka bente. Why? Because example, Afrobeats today in Nigeria, it's so huge that probably needing felasa, but then the whole foundation started from there.
from
I want to
fella.
understand. And then up today, guy and Kodef, Lulu, what does it do to fella? It makes fella relevant today. Fella te shufeka na mudan place so Nigeria can do hitch.
Yeah.
So there we go. Yeah, I understand. And
Yeah.
that's because how much relevance they've given to his music and his style, how many people covered these songs. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
And then this is because there's freedom in requesting the songs, so Lulu Nono will be very important. I'm not saying the freedom be naked for Nono, but then Shufaneke Tamid, let the information be available. Then somebody like man, I'm dreaming, I'm dying to do that, to cover a Fambundi song or a Super Girl War song, you know what I mean? Or sample Bena Julde Balde retain
Can
something
you
like that.
can you remember one of the open mic festival shows? Then play one this live track of Usunjai Senior. Hale Gambia, Hale Africa, and you see how the crowd was jumping and singing that.
Yeah, because the fundroni come sangwa kuneka the fundroni come sugari way national anthem. Everybody knows it because Lee so magesa bente so magesa dangare hamna song you diga ngako besona, so it's ignited in you.
Exactly.
So imagine I'll tell su bena Barham or bena Jalimadi defe lolo on a video. That means batin be handing ko over to Jalimadi and Jalimadi dina and the relevance bobu. So Jalimadi lumsi am rek kale koko mom koko nonu tamid dina si am. The same thing, and then that keeps the thing to be consistent and relevant to the
Alive
people.
and alive.
Then Lee is the reason why they are saying Gambian music amut genre or amut formation or however they call it. That's because we don't have these connections. Nigeria Sogisega Amko Root be Felala or Femi Kuti and the rest of the people. These are the roots. That's the reason why could def Nigerian whatever tay dinga gis a little element of those things there from the get-go. You know what I mean? And that's because there is a procedure. And then this they've been following these protocols. Bem agal legi. So nyun luta like nyun amun freedom bobu nono. This is all I'm asking. That's the reason why today music inspiration BF is coming from Afrobeats. It's coming from dancehall reggae. You cannot blame us for don't you wanna blame. Like I said, we grew wild. We all came wild. You can wild. They don't see anything. They want to make it. They want to get the money. They want to get out there. But they do aduna be hamlen because it's too long. I'm gonna understand that it's high time. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I'm just gonna rightfully I'm a household name Gambia, so I'm not gonna keep quiet in these things anymore. Hanashma Amute platform. When I have the platform, I'm gonna talk about it. It's just the reality. Halabuneka this set civis kit tay or this set vibes cartel tay. That's because Halabobuno Amut access and the source to see whoever was doing it before him.
Exactly.
I understand. So it didn't continue. So don't blame guy. So the people you also and then Hamgane Lee Mufa. They made a lot of people angry to the industry because of Gambian. You should like ignore it. I feel that you are not more there. So law I'm sad. Don't go danger because you don't want the next person to have it. And Gambia, we are small. I'm gonna understand. So Lee affected a lot of people, a lot of artists. Artists you bring in mer magiwa. Like a lot of people, a lot of people are angry. They're angry sitting down, they're having the knowledge, having the know-how, but they are not I'm fit support because they feel smoke of a Gambia, they don't even care about me. I'm gonna understand. So this is very Limo Digger.
small. I
Sorry,
think.
Khalil. Mbalo bakandikandomandi, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I just want us to break this down. Mandamo Fognene, we need a kind of an institutional setup that is not going to be based on friendship, that is not going to be based on individualism, but that is just going to be based on Gambianism and also about our culture and maintaining professionalism. And then this can only be done when artists are able to come together. We are not saying that you leave your whatsoever artistic work that you are doing, you leave it and go and join. But there is one thing that is bringing all of you together, that is music, and then how to make that music perfect. And then, in that way, globally, we have, artistic organizations. We have musicians union all over the world, in UK, in, Germany. They also have strong establishments like control mechanisms. So I was saying, like, so fekene kerbuneka, amut fence, mbami hari ak lu nekk dafa ñoo ñu dugga ci kër gi te ba pare they will intrude inside the compound and then they can destroy beyond. But da nga gis na ñun problème bi mu so gisee ñoo ñu noonu tamit they are not like ready, and they are all sitting down, and they are not trying to maybe share their knowledge or whatsoever content that they own to themselves, because they are seeing that there is a vacuum in the music industry of the Gambia. We must have to say this also. So the problem is the structures you for Waraneka to be able to protect each and every one of us. That is you, the artist, the filmmaker, the one who is making those beautiful videos, the one who is broadcasting them, the one who is also managing those products, and the one who is also protecting, promoting those products. So kuneka dafa wara am a kind of a fair play. That is why we all love to watch football, because when you make a foul, if you make an infringement, then there is a referee, and the referee will stand and say, hey, you know what, yellow card, so be careful. And then if you do it a second time, he give you a red card, and then you have to pay for that. And then a suspension comes, but doesn't necessarily mean you are not going to carry out to do your career or the professions that you are doing. And this is what we need. This is what we are lacking in the country. Don't you think that is right? Or don't you think, what do you say to that fact? But it goes.
No, welcome. Just like Small said, "Yera biya hala tagaran la wawa." So, parce que habole
all of we break it down. Mandama fok principles, procedures, and then fair play is what is making other people to run away.
Khalil, does the government see the importance of this?
That is number one.
And this is where nyunfunyo weru, because of course guiding there when an artist organizing artists definitely, but how many times do artists come together, at least making efforts? How many times do artists together put something there, then and nobody cares, so as long as government receive the importance of it, they're not going to enforce it. And if the law is not enforced, nothing is going to happen. Example, Sid Belsi.
So now I give you my own bone of contention. The drug that has entered in the Gambia, even artists talk about it.
Do?
Even artists talk about it. But then their concern is the law that protects them. That is the intellectual property law. So it is the right of the Gambian artists to march out and go and tell the government, you know what, you have established a department for arts and culture. You have established a whole ministry of tourism and culture. So then, what are you doing for us? We are not having so, we are not having A, we are not having B, we are not having C. And that is the way you can be able to raise your voice so that your concerns can be able to be met.
But
Because
how many times
all
like
the
Khalil?
development sectors, all the other development sectors in the Gambia, they are raising their concerns because what people are missing, that is what people are complaining about. I'm not bringing comparison, but that is the way we can do. All the developed nations in the world, that is what they did to be able to develop their cultural sectors. Because the actors that are the players in the industry are the ones who are putting forward their case to their government.
But don't you think that Gambia definitely in so many different situations?
It's not
Don't you
enough.
think?
It's
Huh?
not.
It's not enough.
It,
Because man, I feel definitely compared to the level of I gonna see arts and culture be. Number one, the fact that artists be registered and like see arts and culture be accept na all those a lot of artists registered there. Yep, I'm there. So it's
it,
the responsibility for arts and culture walk along with the artists because like one right now,
Mhm.
ñun Gambia amul school boo xam ne dafa teach artists yi music business, the importance of all these things amuñ ko. So you
Exactly.
cannot blame the young generation for not doing these things. Why? Ñu fa nekka. Mema Khalil, mema. Ñu fa nekka. The people working there, young, xam nañ what the book says. Xam nañ rightfully artists bi lu mu war a def to get it going, to get it to the government. Yeah, I understand. ñoom xam nañ loolu noonu because that's the reason why they give you that post that you are sitting to work for your people. So
Mhm.
yo, it's your responsibility yërmande rek nga xam ne waaw artists yu bëri si Gambia bi they are just from nothing bugg a nekk artist because somebody inspired you and now a lot of people are making a living out of it. Mistake we know happens is a lot of these young kids will be more organized than the whole generation bu Musa am. And probably they will be powerful than any other thing. They could create their own things. Yeah, I
Mhm.
understand. Te lolu bala mo am so I'm a government bila mo sona because the bigger cake comes to the people who have been working. Yeah, I
Exactly.
understand. So ñooñu noonu seen responsibility la buñ naxaate pour ñu convey information boobu noonu si artistes yi waaye comme que forcé nañ artistes yi ñu register téye nañ xaalis boobu noonu dugal nañ ko somewhere whoever knows whatever gaa yi xam but mënuñoo wax artistes yi ne ñu brainstorm guy at least jox leen ideas yooyu noonu pour gars yi mun a ñëw together how many times lañ they mobilize artists yi put these meetings how many times whatever we discuss is put on the table it is put onto the table boobu noonu after foofu noonu fan la créé yóbbu te fan la war a dem
Exactly. So,
so
so
let's just be honest with each other.
another strategy more nekane, you could be independent because you are not government. You could be independent, but you are
loolu laa la wax ni loolu
you
mu ngi
are
happen right now.
you are a Gambian citizen. You have all the right to do your advocacy role as an individual, like a role model. For instance, you are very outspoken, T Small.
I
Yo,
don't care.
si bena mo nekk ne dama buga jale kunda comme like ne dama buga put school mo in a Gambia where to teach a conventional school, and that is just going to be your advocacy because you are coming from a period family. I'm telling you that is
Thank
going
you
to
for the
have
idea.
a relevant.
Yeah, thank you for the idea. Why the Malawa learner tamid de artist generation be right now. Number one, technology is powerful. Yeah, I understand. You can have your own TV, you can have your own radio, you can have everything that you need. Before, this compositions you neka di one right now, artists they can need. The generation artists in this generation doesn't see the importance of that. Te lolu moy gëna andi yahoo bi because then inspiration am bi dafa gëna outside. So it's
Exactly.
kind of too late or ñu def ko léegi balaa moo gën a late that means government bi ñu ak whoever is in this business nga am yërmande nga xam ne hey dañu war a protect leen that is our culture our identity our country we need to protect those things and there are people who need to stand up for this léegi forget about government forget about individualism comme loo wax ni nañ ko def just to be patriotic. Yeah, I
Exactly.
understand. They could have just to be patriotic. Boom Yahoo. Because the generation that is watching, they're not watching GRTS, they're watching the MTVs. They want to be like
Yeah.
the Whiskies, they want to be like the Davidos. The inspiration is going to come from there. Yeah, I understand. And
Mm.
Lee will all come back to reflect in the society. Mind what I'm saying, bro? Like
Mhm.
it will all come back
It's
to the
true.
society. Yeah, because they are gonna be influenced by other cultures,
That was,
and this
yeah.
influence will come to their videos, will come to their music, the way they talk, the way they live their life, and who are watching that? Wahma,
Mhm. And that,
who are consuming that?
that is the thing, propagating cultural diversity and also enhancing on our traditional, music culture is a way to be able to preserve it, and then we can only preserve it as a country. No
As a
one will
country.
be able to do that for us. So we can
No,
only preserve it as a country, and we need what you call coordinated mechanisms at the local level and at the national level, because you cannot only do it in the
But,
local and both the
but,
local and national level to make it, to make it better.
but,
Uh-huh.
sorry.
yeah,
Yeah, the farm
Sa-
couldn't huh?
no,
No, sorry about
Abdul,
that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I was just calling
no,
somebody.
Yeah. So pa,
Yeah.
we will come to you. Like multimedia, you have an incubation center. You are training a lot of young people. Um, I would love to say that. Are you also concentrating on making movies like film? Are you involved in that, or you are doing only music videos and also taking photographs? What do
Okay.
you?
Okay, Carl. For the over the years,
Mm-hmm.
I've emerged from just being a video director, editor, and a cameraman.
Mm-hmm.
Over the years, I've become a graphic designer also. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So this makes me very busy. Right.
Wow.
Plus, these young people that I'm bringing up.
Mm-hmm.
This I have been doing for the past 5 years, or let's say maybe 6 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? The what I have been doing was
Mm-hmm.
all for free, Carl. I
Mm-hmm.
never charged a single dime for all these people that I was training.
Mm-hmm.
So it was recently my dad, well, before he passed away,
Mm-hmm.
sort of doing this like on another level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So before he died, he wanted to open a school.
Exactly.
Yeah, he wanted to open a school. Actually, he was on the last process of doing it, until he, brought in some people to lecture with us. That
I
was
don't
when
want.
he just
I don't want
left.
to cut you, but the director for performing fine arts and literature, Mr. Sek Omar Jallo, has clearly stated on this program that your
Yeah,
father was almost about to launch a
almost,
media.
almost, almost, almost. Yeah, academy. Yeah, yeah,
mm,
almost. It was like a week before. The opening when he just you know left.
Wow.
Wallahi. Yeah.
may he so rest in
So
perfect peace, man.
yeah, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar. So I was gonna be one of the lecturers to teach uh, camera work, editing, and directing. But nonetheless, we'll do our best. We'll
Mhm.
do our best. As you can see, I'm sitting in my new studio in Senegambia, where it's much bigger than the one I had at Old Joshua. I think a small scale here
I
sometime
was
back.
there
But then,
before, yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
he was there. But then after that, that's where we built the TV studio here, right?
Mhm.
So this place can occupy up to 8 people, each with a laptop.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just a matter of time till we get the academy going, because we're still working with Dhaka, uh, because it was my dad who started the whole thing, and then he just left everything with me. So, but God willing, we will uh, we will do our best.
So
We'll do our best.
is there any contact between you and the National Center for Arts and Culture to be able to raise funds to support the family to continue on the good work that your father had already started?
Well, the last time Howard came to our house, he said I need to see him. I don't know why, but I promised to see him. Maybe from there we will know what he got to offer
Yes,
or
yes.
something. Yeah,
Oh,
but he definitely did tell me to go see him.
okay. Okay. So, Tismos,
Yes, sir.
so I want to come to you. You were just talking about the modern day of music production,
Mhm.
which include, instant copyright, at the same time registrations. You can do it even if you are in the Gambia. You can register international copyright bodies,
Mhm.
and then that will allow you to market your music. Digital marketing.
Mhm.
Because we have a lot of digital platforms that are happening right now, where you can
Mhm.
be able to sell your music. So
Mhm.
how do you manage that? Are you doing that all by yourself, or you are working in partnership with a management team that is doing that for you?
I have a distributor, and yeah,
Okay.
believe digital is my distributor online. Before believe it was Orchard Music in Sweden, and now it's believe. They have various branches in France and in Africa as well. So they are responsible for anything that goes on digital, online, on YouTube, everywhere. Like you said, if this song was registered, if you're playing it now, probably you'll be alerted for it, or they would probably drop it down because they are controlling it that way. So this for me, it's safe, and nobody can tamper with my work without my consent.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it doesn't directly need a management team to do it. The artist can do it straightforward. But before this, we were just selling music on CDs, you know. So now it's good that the internet is helping a lot, and
So you are no
distributors can
more
also do
selling
this.
CDs.
No, I haven't. My last album, Doing Banner, was on copies. We had some copies for the Gambia. But I think even now, a lot of people will prefer a flash drive, which is the new thing for albums. Also, you can put it on a flash drive that is not copyable.
A
Yes,
USB stick.
a USB stick, and it can still be like an album art. You know,
Okay,
and
but
yeah,
then how do you protect that? Like someone transferring it from, but you
there's a
you make it
technology.
encrypt.
Yeah, there's a technology for that it cannot be copied to another system. It's just gonna be your album on the flash drive. You know. Yeah, but still, people are people. They can still do whatever they can do to get those songs.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
But
it reduces the free part. At least you have some income in it. you know like my streaming from Dunbana album to Afro Paradise album to the singles that I released in 2004, it went up to 1.8 million streams, just on Spotify, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Just three platforms. iTunes is not there, Days and Google Play and other ones are not there. But just these three platforms, we have like 1.8 million streams, which is okay for me as an artist and where I come from also.
yeah, from the Gambia, because
Yeah.
already we have 1.8 million people. So that means not only
Mhm.
Gambians are watching, no, like, yeah, are having access
Definitely,
in streaming
definitely,
music, but again, all over the world, one can
yeah,
say.
definitely. So imagine if that 1.8 million streams was free, you know.
Hmm.
So it's better you make some money off it than don't make money at all.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. And then how do you cement that? Are you like do you all combine them with videos? How do videos also work? Because I
I
think
mean,
video. So there was a time you were played on MTV, something like that.
yeah, it was a long time also when I was releasing uh the versatile EP volume 1 and 2. Yeah.
Hmm.
we had some plays across, and we had some features on OK Africa,
Mm-hmm.
and we had a lot of blogs in Nigeria also, not just OK, and largeup.com. These are, and Reggae Gill, these are some big platforms. So I think all that drives people to this site sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have my own YouTube channel where I put my videos on, but still my distributor, they are in control of the whole process of collecting for me. So I have ISCR codes for all my songs. Even if they play on the radio, I am entitled to collect my royalties. Like we have Fulani have been played on BBC, sometime last year. It was on their playlist for Destination Africa by
Mm-hmm.
DJ Edu.
Mm-hmm.
And I came to realize that I am supposed to collect, like, every play, like, £70.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how to get access to it until I get in contact with my distributor, and they explained to me I can even do it myself by writing to them and sending them the songs and proofs of that I'm the owner of the song with the ISRC code, and
Mm-hmm.
then I will get my royalties. So this is also all important. You can control your you can collect from every country, everywhere. you know yeah.
Okay, I think there is also like a monitoring system. Some of the platform, like the distributors, uh, they have that. They have a monitoring system that would be able to monitor when they
Yeah,
are played on, when they are played
even in clubs,
video or on TV, and even in clubs,
yeah,
venues,
as long as they are on the playlist. Yeah.
yeah. So they will also collect that. That is very important. So there is one key thing we have to ask you, because you were in a festival in Ivory Coast, and then in some of the festival also.
Mhm.
So what routine professionalism do they do before you start your, as opposed to the Gambia? Because
Can you say that again? I missed the last bit of it.
okay, there is this point that I want to make clear. That is the performance royalty. How do you
Mhm.
get that? Because you only get that when you are performing live, and
Mhm.
then there is a seat where they have to write, the artists that are playing, on that particular night. Did you come to realize something like that on your way, on your journey?
Yeah, normally you should be able to put this in your rider.
Oh.
When you give your rider to the, if it's a professional show, you are required to have a rider. And
Mm-hmm.
on your rider is where everything is in detail, even the mic you want to use, the food you want to eat, the kind of stage, and all of the details. So if it's a program that is going to be covered with film and so on, which is obvious, you
Mm-hmm.
can still put that in your rider, that if they're covering it, your distributor will be responsible to collect for you when it's online or
Yeah,
when it's broadcasted on the
I don't want
TV.
to cut you. That is a different ball game, because that is reproduction. Because
Yeah.
it's like you are performing now, and
Mhm.
then someone is producing something like a video production, and that is like
Production. Yeah.
production of your. So, and yeah, that is a company.
Yeah.
It's
So
not negotiable. Yeah.
yes, true. So for Ivory Coast, it was nothing like that. We had our rider without none of that included. So I
Mm-hmm.
can say I was performing there as an artist, like as any other artist,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't collect anything like copyright for
This
live
one.
performances.
Like that. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't collect that, but the payment was really decent, you know,
But
and
maybe
it
you
proved.
don't even recognize it. Maybe
I
it's,
I
yeah. Maybe you don't.
yeah
But the budget.
I will be honest with you. At that time, I didn't recognize it. But normally, I am able to put it on my rider that if they're supposed to film, I will give you an example. Like Baba Mal was here, you know, at the open mic. There are certain things that he will do with them, but there are certain things that he cannot do. That's based because of the way he's set up. So I am definitely gonna walk towards that to that extent that I will also be in that level. But normally, if it's coming online, my distributor is able to control that, is able to collect that. And if it's on the TV, as long as my name is there.
But then I don't want to cut you again, but I want it to be clear. You said Baba Mal, there are some things that he was like, that should be clear a little bit.
Yeah,
Can you give us a integrity?
I mean, like, yeah, an example, if they have to film him and put him on online streaming, and there is a figure placed attached to that.
A
You know what
percentage
I mean?
on
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Yes. So if the open mic didn't provide that figure, then Baba Mal is probably not gonna allow them to do that. You understand? So it works like this. So I'm saying when I was playing in Ivory Coast, I was not at this level. You know what I mean? It was more like I needed the show for myself. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But again, that is what I want. It's just like playing football, Manchester United versus Liverpool. It doesn't matter whether Liverpool they are the champions or Manchester United is a runners up. But again, when the referee comes, the fouls, the crosses, the corners, and then whatsoever is going to happen on that pitch in the night, it is going to be for all of them. It doesn't matter whether you are a halfback or you are a striker. Even Messi, when he makes fouls, the referee will, blow the whistle.
True.
So this is what I think we will come again and talk about this. But I think this is what we need. We need it. It doesn't necessarily mean we have to be ignorant about it or we don't have to talk about it. But these are the standards. And then, in as much as we want people to be okay, in the industry, we also have to set standards. We are not saying that there is going to be a Bible that we are going to look into from page to page. But again, several standards, and we have to follow that if we want to be at that level, at that international level, because that is the reason why a lot of creative industry investors are not moving into the Gambia. Can we agree with that fact? Because there is a vacuum that is created in the sector. And then for them, it's like, when you invest, you are not going to have your investment in return. And no one wants to do that, even if we don't want to do that.
Yeah, of course. True. I totally agree with you on this. But like you said, it's levels to it, and the more you go into it, the more you know. Like now, if I have to play any show, of course I am gonna consider that, because it even technology itself, it comes to that level whereby everything need to be paid off before you can do it. But like, this is not only T-Smalls, we are talking about the whole Gambia. So the people who know this need to put it on table so the other people can learn from it.
Yeah, but that is the reason why Pa is here. He's making your videos, and then these videos are provided on YouTube and then on on the internet. I think Pa will that relationship, and then you can see that is why there is what you call the employment relationship between the culture and the media sector, and that is how two of you marry together. And, because what they are doing at their production level is enhancing on what you are also doing. And at the same time, revenue back to both of you. But again, if that fair play doesn't come in between, then it means that one is losing to the other. And then this, we have to ensure that we regulate that, because right now, if you put a video or you are performing on someone's music on YouTube or Facebook, they block your process.
Oh yes. Carl, let me not even go to there. I've had some incidents where an artist comes to me for a music video, but then when I play the song, I realize it's somebody else's beat. I ask them, why did you waste your time, took your energy, go to the studio and record your lyrics on somebody else's beat? You were like, bro, how about you start the how about I'm like, come on. You can simply go to a producer and they can even create a similar beat for
Mm-hmm.
you.
Mm-hmm.
So I always tone them down.
Mm-hmm.
I've done this several times, Carl.
Mm-hmm.
So just to make your strong, yeah.
Exactly. Exactly, Pa. It seems like you're
Mm.
working on this.
Uncle Buddy says, Uncle
Yeah.
Buddy says
Sheesh.
videos are not allowed at shows without the written consent of the artist.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's
Videos
true.
are not allowed, at shows without the written consent of the artist. Yeah, that's what T-Small you are saying. That's what you are saying.
Yeah,
Um.
I mean, on the Ivory Coast show particularly,
Uh-huh.
we didn't have any form of agreement on having the videos, you know.
Mhm.
But this is why I say my distributor is still able to collect as long as it's on streaming platform, you know.
Exactly.
But the reality is, like he says, like Uncle Badu says, you normally the artists agree. If you are at certain level, you definitely have to agree
Mm-hmm.
with terms to the promoter for having your image, you know, like I mentioned on Baba Mal's situation, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So I was more younger, also not very young, but I was also trying to penetrate, so I didn't consent yet. But today, if you would put me on that platform, definitely we will request things like that.
Exactly. Yeah, because it's not a daunting task to be able to accomplish, because it's like giving each and everyone your due, and we must say it for a fact, because you have to be creative to be able to own a content, and then you cannot just make collections of people's content, and then you benefit from that, and and
Mm.
and, and that goes even to a DJ playing on a radio station, because in as much as we want to encourage professionalism, or we want to enhance professionalism, that DJ should be able to select those quality music that the people are going to love, and then a playlist have to be conducted, and then that playlist must be adhered to. So in that way, you don't even bring any Tom, Dick, and Harry DJ to be able to play music. They have to be music,
Yeah,
because no
yes.
radio station is going to employ a DJ that is not professional. So then you will see even a DJ will be professional, because at the end of the day, the playlist that is going to be played on the radio or on the TV will be paid for.
Mhm, mhm,
So these are all procedures and mechanisms that we can be able to put in place. We cannot say we cannot do that. We can.
mhm,
We know DJs who are efficient, and we can even mention their names. We know DJs who are extraordinarily good. They
mhm,
can play anywhere in the world and people will like them,
mhm,
because they know how to do their thing.
mhm,
So, on the artistic part also, like singers, musicians, instrumental players, you have to master your craft. You
mhm,
have to master your craft, so that we can be able to categorize, like what you are saying, the respect. You could be able to know, oh, you know what, Tismal was there. He was very great. You know, someone else is there, he was very great. So we have to do it as the way they were doing it, and then in that way we can be able to encourage a dynamic creative culture in the Gambia, and then at the same time preserve our cultural heritage and tradition. So
Carl,
before I leave you,
yeah, just before we end the show, I just wanna just take this opportunity to since we have Smalls here, we have you.
mhm,
I've always asked this question, like to anybody that I come
mhm.
across with.
mhm,
Smalls, just briefly, like in your own opinion,
mhm,
help me out here.
mhm.
What do you think is the way forward for Gambian music? Just briefly, like.
No.
en boobu
No,
dafa diis de pour man.
no, no, sama boy nga. What we want it. Sa own opinion lawa. Yo,
En boobu dafa
smalls.
diis pour man. I mean, is you know, soo ko waxee du jeex, and there's so many ways. What lenn laa xam daal, which is gonna happen, you know, the digital side, internet bi right now mu ñu help a lot, and it will bring loo xam ne comme kenn musut koo expect, and probably this is the time nit ñi di realize ne hey ndeke music sa nii la important ne. So benn artist dina break through to that level boo xam ne ñun tamit comme yeneen artistes yi su ñëwee ni ñoo wasipee gaay ba artist boobu mel noonu, you know what I mean, or more of those artists will be like that, you know. And then I think this is the time Gambia start to realize that hey, lii am na lu fa nekk, and probably that's the time government bi tamit di xam ne hey ndeke ñun xaalis bu bari lañ nekk di ñaaka si lii.
Ja, yo, jaga. Yo.
It will come to form. Man lii laa foog ne loolu moo mun a am pour mu change, because we talked about come together, we talked about lii so when come together nit ñi dañ dee foog ne you have to be friends to work together, you know what I mean, and it's just so many segments in the industry, so foog loolu mu am like few artists you blow that big blow, you know, and then investors you start they know xam ne they are not Gambians, they will come ba pare buub suñu xaalis bi waati dem, then time boobu noonu la ñoo xam nañ ne mu ngi si seen bunti kër te mun nañ koo def, probably time boobu ñooñu tam nañ ko fulal, and if that happens.
Okay, but fuck the Gambians, do you think we are embracing our music, our old music?
Like I told you, point bu ma leen doon wax, and then Carl skip the topic, I don't mind, no problem.
Yeah,
But reality be like soon inspiration be is coming from different places, and that's because ñun there's a big gap between ñun nekkoon before ñun and information boobu noonu nekku si ñun, so there is no source of having something like line bu gudda boo xam ne mu ngi startoon fële léegi mu ngi continuer rek ba si T-Smalls ba si kii mu ngi continuer rek, loolu amut Gambia, xam nga understand. So it will be difficult pour ñu trace a true origin of ne lii lañ moment ñu ngi ko fulal. Nah, people will break through. Benn artist mun naa nekk online mu am like million views léegi mu ngi happen. Loo foog million views yooyu noonu yëpp it's not only coming from Gambia, it's coming from different places. So kooku noonu so started to make millions on his own. What is he gonna do? He's gonna establish moom si boppam, maanaam su amee ite si industry bi mu start the investment probably ñooñu noonu few of ñooñu noonu ñoo ñëw together ñu make thing bi mu taxaw, you know what I mean, and ñooñu suñ amee ite tamit dinañ seet léegi moom ne lañ bàyyi di get inspirations from other people, let's trace our origin, then loolu suñ amee chance su ñooñu noonu tamit amuñ mayen boobu noonu hey fii lañ nekk ak faale wuñ ñun léegi suñ time la ne leen ko ut, they will still be having inspirations from other people, and loolu moo nekk di happen. The music nowadays, the main inspiration is like 90% of the inspiration is coming from outside the country. How am I understand? Some of the artists you have like I will proudly mention this, like recently this Doubles did an EP and then they call it for the culture. Yeah, I understand. That's because they have people around them. Yeah, I understand. What the importance of how important it is to preserve this culture, how important it is pour nga wane lii loolu mooy tax pour nga dem. Of course gars dem nañ Nigeria, they see the difference. Su dee da ngaa bad lu Wizkid moo la gën a bad, but soo ñëwee ak beneen thing loo xam ne dafa different dinañ wane Wizkid you bad but this guy bad too. How am I understand? You know, but loolu la fa bëgg di demee all the time. So I say few artists yi ñoo nekk di xalaatee noonu. And Gambia bari na artists, so imagine su dee benn artist mu ngi koo def mu feel ne 10 artists yëpp ñu ngi get inspiration from Wizkid, Davido, Vybz Kartel or whoever. They're getting all this inspiration from all these people. Yow nga nekk benn artist bu nekk si cultural side, afterwards yow sax sa bopp da ngaa wait foofu. I'm gonna understand. So it's just a collective work boo xam ne like ñu am ité bi ñu am ene bi pour ne lii nañ ko preserve. Let's do it. You know, why ñun as artists ñun ko def. That's why I'm putting Kora on my music. That's why I'm wearing red, white, blue, white, green to represent where I come from. That's why I'm saying it doesn't matter if your mother say that I am Gewel. Gewel is from fun. That's why I'm saying German name. That's the list goes on. Man, small effort la muna def pour sell lolu nonu na nit ñi xam ne Gambia la jóge. Yeah, I understand. You know, that's why I am doing that. But look at it presently. A lot of people are messing with that I am doing. So man, the more I can could digger fitne. I don't care what the hype says. I care about what I preserve. I understand. You have like they easily say, "Small danga danu." Yo, I'm meant for this. Best for my day. Sila danu. Why as long as I breathe, I know what I am doing. Dama ko book did that. I understand. But then so like artist being a gum lolu nonu. You know like ang danu. That's because you are not doing the contemporary thing that everybody's jumping for. Danga ba sa lane. Automatically nga dem uti lolu nonu. And then that's the reason why we are not gonna have a true trace of what we own. I want to understand that. Don't blame Hale for that.
No. The blame is not for the Hale. They are disadvantaged. That is the right word. They are disadvantaged in the sense that the institutional setup, see, they have to be there. This one, man munala you were a millionaire. If the institutional setup were there, you would have been like one of the youngest millionaires in the music scene. Because I will just give you an example. Now, an example. Africell was signing you. They were having more than 650,000 subscribers. And then during that time was the time they introduced the phone ring. So the fair play was there. Come London like every subscriber telephone, come like credit boom gender. You tell for 25 butut or 50 butut see. The artists then sign for the phone ring service it will be accumulated for a period of 1 year and they will share it to you. And they even went to sign endorsement deals with Yen. Now, one opportunity. I will give you one example. Come, what is happening here in Germany? Sometimes I think that a lot of our diplomats and people who studied in universities and people who are highly educated, when they go back to Gambia or they are in the Gambia, they don't normally try to sell out what they see, what is happening. Now, you see, there was a time, in Europe. So I'm a TV station. So I'm a TV, network, and having access to television. They come to your house and then you pay for this TV. But now they know that, they cannot go everywhere because then they just send TV. So look at they have money. The moment you buy a TV, there is a tax. The moment you buy a mobile phone, there is a tax. So there are just a collection. They start a boutique. In that way, there are just a collection because it will be recorded and they will take that money and they will give it because lo happen without the internet. Ben Gambian do muna duga on online. Ndahadu? Who are the service providers? Gamcell, QCell, Africell. And then they are providing is giving access to the people of the Gambia to be able to enter into Facebook, to be able to enter into YouTube, to be able to enter into Spotify and all that. So the largest and then they have the opportunity because of that service is giving them the opportunity to be able to listen to music. So they could have just taken out just $1 from each. So if I can $50 credit. 50 is going to support the cultural sector because they have what you call social corporate responsibility. Why beyond that social corporate responsibility, there is content that they are using because they even have a radio station. Radio station it plays
Gambia rekla amnat. Gambia rekla amnat.
So that little $1 bo hamne $1 Gambian dollars, that little $1. So if I can subscribers you they generate credit. within a year. Nikona muna almost like a 500,000 Gambian dollars bo hamne dafa dem to the creative sector.
Yeah.
That are some of the funds that you can generate for the arts and culture sector, whereby you have what you call public-private partnership, whereby you have what you call private, participation in the development of culture in the Gambia. Lulu, can
Of course, but then,
so
Khalid,
we have to talk
Khalid,
about it. We have to
Khalid, sorry there, come lower knee is true. Muna yeah, I understand. But then Subena passing stood up for it, like it's like Kokuno then call agent.
You are the enemy. You are the
You are
enemy.
the enemy. You are the enemy of progress. Yeah, I understand.
What
I
means
will tell you my personal experience.
was
Kalilu my
yeah.
personal experience with Africell. Because man, Buma de mebe ham, lulu non. Are you hearing me? Buma de mebe ham, even the importance of small songs is on their ringtones or man someone see guys and billboard. Before any artist you see billboard, which man see billboard you funeka. I understand. For the first year, like one hour like you learn after Shwingla if they kick you in the ass. I'm gonna understand. Yeah. So
no, the right word is small. You were robbed from your.
I was robbed. Yeah, I was robbed. And I stood up for my right. Maneka a threat to the fact that he's gonna awaken a lot of people behind. You know how many?
And the next thing is all the shows that are supported per se. I'm not talking about a particular company per se by that particular company. They can even say you are not part of it.
Mandamalawa Mandamalawa Africell in general. I'm not gonna be ungrateful. You know me. We had a beautiful relationship, and we had so many things shouldn't happen. Yeah, I understand. I helped them, and they helped me. This is not a lie. This is just facts. Yeah, I understand. But because the fact that man Doma music school or Doma, the program things, I am only relying on Numa Genaham. Numa Japale, Sikote, Yeah, I understand. So sometimes, dina am your hamud ni wahalako, and then you and the lolu si guys and table be. Just to make sure put you tam ham lu ñoo def, a lot of times no dama la wax fen man suma force contract bi luma am si like the payment I have su fekkene like 10 la xamal na ñu ci top yeb ñoo like they got like 2 the difference man the bente man luma am nonu sa is nothing. I want to understand. Yeah, I understand, but that's because man, I'm a pain in the ass to Africell. I hope Kena mungi deglu right now. Dinala wane degala because my even come time I you should do the cafe 50 million li you get fair guy li. Nah, you see agree you like I fair lu fair. You I'm short agree lu la fair man. I'm satisfied lu fair parena si them na. Yeah, I understand, but I'm not obviously information we should gain it. Then you want to article and then that's it. I want to understand. But that's because man demon na be realize took it now to realize now certain things so America at least they see what I make money from it. So this comes with the second time we don't sign signature. Raise Basi to the next level, demand my rights in certain places. It was hard to sign contract, but the contract was pending approximately 4 months. Balanyo sign. Why mistake guy they called me small. If you call me to come, I will come. If you tell me do this, I will do it. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm not what I said and what I agreed to. Yeah, I understand. So 4 months, guys signed. The time they signed, we have to sign a demand and the late, so they have to just do it. They did it. The third year must start the more principles because then I know more. I'm more equipped. Lead man start na the realize my right a lot. Major example, Musna Dema guy on tour, they told me to wear Africell t-shirt. And I told them I'm not paid to wear an Africell t-shirt. You paid me to perform. If you want me to wear Africell t-shirt, you gotta pay me for that. I want to understand. Artist t-shirt, I didn't do it. Because I know my right then. Why the Malawa before, I can other artists like they don't know. And then since so started to defend this rights, they eject you. Boop,
yeah,
quickly.
that's what I'm talking about.
You know what I mean? But man, I was so happy. I am not on the billboards because of my nahari, knowing how content I am with the knowledge I have, Lila deserve. I know this. So small neka di romba billboards, dawal, and I'm looking at it. To somebody, wow, small, big artist. That's why they put him on this big billboard. But to me now, it's like, oh, you are losing, bro.
I can remember, you know, I was small boba with a tuti why the modemuna fatala. I can remember we had a meeting at the Ministry of Tourism and Culture about copyrights when they were like formulating the copyright policy. And then you said remarks, you know, nyom alma metal minister be nyubari nyum for one. You said they were holding us for quite a long time. And then, you know, it's easy for us to learn about these copyright stuffs because you can educate yourself on the internet. You said that. I can still remember that. This was
not only that, sisuma songsi then wara dalu munahanyu wall be
Yeah,
like
I
a
remember.
struggle for us. Yo gis nga yo kany la album bi di génn fekk ken du fi jënda. Ask demal nga like Black Links. All these artists right now, you get claim big payments to open mic. Yo, that started with smalls, yo. I am the one who will come to Wagan. Hey, don't fail, bro. Because I knew my value at that time.
So
I want to understand.
Yeah,
you know, the explain like Wagan is my
So
big
sample.
fool, like so much respect for Wagan, like king. Yeah, but I'm just telling you,
and I asked a valid question to Wagan. You know, the last open mic was in collaboration with Afro Goethe Institute, where funders. And man, as a cultural activist, I know of Goethe Institute funds. You know, they have a co-production fund, bohamne yearly, then they, you know, spread around. And because Senegal ñu ngi amé Goethe Institute as an institution dina la wax lenen tamit bo xamné mu ngi jappalé gaay even on the migration aspect, because the institute is in Dakar. Senegalese are going in that institute and learning Dutch and coming to Germany with a visa directly and enrolling in German colleges and universities. Because of opportunity bobu nonu la gaay am. So the opportunity that Open Mic also had was connecting with is it Africourage? Because Africourage had this partnership, you know, with Goethe Institute, and then they can be able to, because it is a German company. So in the co-production fund, the criteria is there must be an international organization or an artistic group or even an artist, even you as a Gambian, that will collaborate with a German establishment. So Africourage is a German establishment, so have to collaborate with a Gambian establishment, which is Open Mic, to be able to do a co-production.
Don't get me wrong. Was more like knowing your value as an artist and then trying to fight so people do not rob you off, you know. But I've always been kicked in the ass because Shoko Deferek is, I understand, because maybe Luma Hamon, they don't know it. So soon you get out, you don't have people backing you up on it. Yeah, I understand. So that's very difficult. But I know that I've been fighting that right at any time. Gamsel, like I am one of the first artists you have that go for 50 tower and they bring a big problem to office, especially I was working there. Yeah, I understand. So I'm just explaining these things, like knowing your value, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't work with AfriCell at the end of the day. I want to understand because I know that they are robbing me off, and some of they say then not for this bente, you know. But probably me fighting for that right and stopping it will not have been an artist that will have chance. Yeah, I understand. And then once suma ko munuta am benen artist dina ko muna def right mo just okay, li duñ la wara rob, especially when you are on your time. So in case it's a time when they come, they tell you, yeah, li ugly. Yo tam xamal ne you have to say li ugly, you know. So basically I don't give a stress on, right? And I've been saying like yagana ko def, you know, knowing my value and fighting for
exactly. I know that for sure. I know that for sure. I can totally agree with you. And then Pa Abdul, you know, it's my last question. What is the way forward? side of his story. And I could totally agree with him. So, Yonat Pa Abdul, what is the way
Yeah,
for?
I want to hear from you.
Okay. Man, my own opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Alhamdulillah, right now, Lulbuge change, like coming from the people.
Mm-hmm.
Like over the past years,
Mm-hmm.
Gambians, you embrace Gambian music. Carl, you looking back 10 years ago, come on,
Uh,
nobody cares.
exactly.
Nobody
Ano
cares.
kati si radio persona ya dunia def
Yes,
dara.
daga
Rata.
daw yo daga put dehal DJ pour mu play sa song. Imagine that, yo artist bi guy dehal DJ mu play sa song bi.
Uh-huh.
Yo nga dem
Oh
artist
no.
nga dehal guy pour you play
Oh
sa video bi.
no. Shit.
This is just 10 years ago there.
Uh-huh.
This is just 10 years ago. So Alhamdulillah, Gambian si benn single artist mu ngi am fit dem stadium and
Wow.
then mu ngi face.
Yeah.
Get
For
Lulu
real.
is the biggest blessing the industry
It's
has
having.
got this
out.
this past few years. So, but so smoke so be throw out, but leave work answer like Alhamdulillah, Gambians you get embrace sweet music. But for so go by hell, the quality of music that for raise.
Of
Yeah.
course, the quality
The quality of music that for raise.
mention
Visuals,
Lena, the quality of the artists, the livelihood of the artists.
yes, that for raise.
The lolu
That
tam
for
mo
raise.
nekk di andi respect.
Exactly.
So yeah,
Lolu
go
mo
on.
nekk di andi respect because time bobu nonu benn artist su jógee si show mu dem entertain like 500 people or 1,000 people.
Uh-huh.
Su ñibi mu ngee dem rang si télé bi moom moo gaay
Like
si di télé
taxi, yeah.
Like,
pour jël van bi waati. How many
Yeah,
understand?
yeah.
And then
yeah.
and for me personally, people start to look at me different. Man, depuis 2013 laa jëndee moto from my music money. And then I was going to the shows, bunch of artists, like maybe 10 artists perform on TV, and then just only few artists more. Again, I duga sisa bima bi. Lolo inspired keneen ak keneen ne hey, kii dafa play show rek duga moto bi mu ñibbi kon man tam dama war a def loolu nga xam ne léegi nit ñi ni ñoo apprécié moo sax it will be different.
The
That's
first
what I
thing,
changed.
Nga ooyee ma
Right.
meeting ñëw ma ak suma tànka dama ñëw ak suma moto. Yeah, I understand. Start nga di xelaat sa kii pour mu ñëw si meeting bi sa fuel la jënda mu ñëw ak suma meeting bi so you are not gonna come and praise me ne I want you to do free for me. So léegi artistes yëpp ñu ngi def loolu. And then they
Yeah,
are putting
man.
it onto themselves. Ñu ngi laa wane sax pour nga am access to guy dafa nekk problème. Te yow mi xam ne yow time boobu yaa war a gën a am access to guy te loolu laa la wan nii su demee ba big ba booy start di jënd seen Lincoln yi ak seen navigator yi. You will be finding it hard to knock on their doors.
exactly. Exactly.
So
There was a time Demon Sukuta are small. Then Demon Sofu no sing at it before he goes to America. So then pare so be dancehall masters guy boy motobu garaw mo ñew rek mo pick guy dancehall masters so Sukuta la parada. And ñun suma la waxe ni na amuñ moto time bobu nono because it was after 3 so vans yi nekkuñ di dem. So then dox laata ku na jaaman len doon ñew then dox from all the way from Sukuta be so when the boy went to America, so there was a time I just got a call from him, but then so munema be like mansa boy, dama am moto boy with content boy hamne. Is trying to save the car for him, in the Gambia. So so my story, I was like, wow, I could not,
of course dafa am lum de artist value
Yeah,
bi
man.
dafa
Yeah,
important
man.
ñun Gambia dañ daw.
yeah, exactly.
So amee value bi gars nañ start
I
di def
totally
important.
agree with you. Same generation, B. I must say this because we don't have time anymore. Yo singers, the dialects and all that. We will thank you for the contribution that you have done to motivate the young generation. Because so they get you get what I oh boy.
Bullfather G, yeah, Bullfather G, he done a lot too. You know what I mean?
Boy,
Mandy Mori, you know, the list goes on.
Carl. Boy, Smalls. Just yesterday, I had this Gambian music folder in my computer. I hardly opened that folder, but for some reason, the people were called away about this interview. I was like, let me go back to this folder because Carl might ask me questions about old Gambian songs and, and you know all that.
Yeah.
So I just did my little research. So one of those folders is called Disin. So so I saw a whole lot of artists dissing each other. But wait, I was looking for Smalls and G.
I know.
So I was like, no, digga, we've grown.
Yeah,
We've grown, you know, Gambian music.
exactly.
Look, I'm not some stage jar, you know. Kasi my nigga Smalls ak G. Chuki get it better. He get it better.
Because the thing is, at that time, we don't have the media platform that much to be able to market our music. So it was kind of
But for the Carl, I feel like Lulu dafa boost the interest of
Exactly.
Gambian music. They
Limo
contribute a whole lot. They contribute a whole lot because a lot of people that was then. That was the reason, that was the time that they started even to follow Gambian music. Because
Exactly.
Suji get it better. You can follow the heart. Can let the drop Smalls get it. Smalls get it 1 o'clock. Before you say 5 o'clock, the whole Gambia they get a song me. Yes.
It was crazy.
So Lolo dafa contribute a lot, sir.
Lolo is the reason why you need to recall on G. You know,
Exactly.
because mom having the guts to come at me, you know, and obviously, like you said in the beginning, Pablo, I found one time open mic, they will get mad.
Yeah.
Have to play last, otherwise, you know what I mean? So
Oh, it's true. Time, yeah, you know.
yeah,
It's
then
live,
when
bro.
G came, mu jasa karta I don't understand. And then this bring a big vibe to the industry because man suma bobo personally dama daan eew sa journalist ñëw suñ kër Ibrahima dan ko ne mo la ñu ni ngaga for what lu xew yaa G I'm like what, that's how important it is, you know. And Lee Mota, a lot of people start doing wow ñi ñoy ñan sax, let's find them out, you know. And then
Oh yes, they contribute a lot, a whole lot.
Exactly.
Yeah,
We are almost to the 2 hour and a half mark. I am exceedingly glad to have both of you tonight. It has been a marathon interview and then very, fascinating and interesting as well. You are players that we cannot pass without bringing you here. And I think we're going to have you again because you have a lot to say. And
Inshallah, Rabbi.
there is a lot of topics that we did not treat because of the time. But again, I want to say thank you all for coming and then also according me this opportunity to have this great interview with both of you. T. Small Suso Katato, right now, based in Austria because he got his family.
Don't say base there. No problem. Alhamdulillah.
Currently residing in Austria.
Currently,
you are very far from me. Okay, currently.
No, base. What's wrong with the 7 years? You might not know Europe, you have the exactly. Long time ago, but I have a son. I'm not gonna allow small dumb be judo and then
grow and then doesn't have
understand. So for that reason, I'm gonna stay here. Papa, Baba. One more year, I am coming to Gambia. At least, at least.
Inshallah.
So I am here for a purpose. I'm here for Khalil. I'm here for my wife.
Good, good. You know.
My regards to you and your wife. I mean, you know,
I gotta
yeah,
come
we
back,
love you
bro.
both.
Yeah,
And
well.
take care of my trauma. Take care of my trauma, Kalilullah. Abdul, thank you so much. You know, I'm still, you know, with the memories of Dakar. You know,
Oh yes, Carl. Oh yes.
that song, Mamadou Bitiki. But before we go, we have to play the last song of
Respect.
this one, and then you can say your last word to the viewers, and we
Abdul, Abdul,
Oh, by the way, boy.
album bi bu baax a baax a baax.
Yeah, that's
Wow,
all that is.
but by the way, I after I said my song video, but take a look, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, I like it. Said Moko.
Potato. That's that.
Watch out for the album, you know what I mean?
Na daw no le def bare kamalu le rek.
Na album mo nag mafalale al kana nyinala, you know. I'm releasing very soon in no time. This album is a classic. Work on it very well.
Carl, your moves.
Listen. My Yusundur la nak.
Nala ko send bro.
Yeah, said Moko.
Solo sande malaji kunjen ko respeto. Daida koro si sen ko respeto. Bibu sila jato si sen ko respeto. Kole biringaine takaya respeto. Kole oku travele takaya respeto.
Yana onkul le la jantin small.
Yeah, Oko.
You rodi la. Oko trame.
Yeah man.
Why kana sonke reject?
Listen.
Kulu kumpa respect. Na kana
I
sonke.
like the second verse.
Kana batu foyeta, ngana ki respect. Don't let her for me kuya, kule mo me respect. I need respect. Gambia mobile, I need respect. Kulu kumbali, I need respect.
Listen.
Musa afiyangom kule banjul.
Ina de la sukuru nyol ni na dilale from Australia yene trago dong. Well, we can wine wanya, you know.
So you know it's very respectful. You know.
You'll be just come one, yeah, you know.
I love the Cora. Are you hearing the Cora?
Yeah, man.
Well, look at the Cora and the beat. You know, that is super. Tismal, so your last word to our wonderful viewers. You know, Uncle was here with us, Badu Job,
Yes,
and a lot of people, a lot of your supporters were.
Give
DJ.
thanks.
Yeah. So your last
Give
words.
thanks to him. I've seen he's a very concerned person. And yeah, man, I've seen he wrote so many comments, you know, and I want to say thanks to him. Like that's important, and I think we need to watch out for him. Look out always with him and try to reason with him. Also, it's the fact that Munge by Sohla Mungu join on situations like this. I think when it comes to Yuntamid, one thing could realize that. So salute to Uncle Badu, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah. As an artist, yeah, I want to just say thanks to all my fans for the support all out this year, all throughout this years, and thank you for having me. Thanks Abdul Wage for having my back from day one till now.
Oh yes.
Big up to everybody who's watching. Watch out for my album Symbol, the album. You know it's coming out very soon around February. You know I don't want to Yeah, I don't want to say
No,
anything. But February
don't put the cat out of the bag.
out of the bag, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but there are great songs on it. The title track of the album Symbol is out with a video. I know you guys seen it. So this album is basically to tap into other markets, but and not lose what's in my home, you know. So it has so many different kind of instruments in it. So watch out for that and stay blessed, you guys. I thank you guys for having me. Really. Malum Falem Mwela.
Carl, are you there?
Yeah. Can I go now? Pokemon Carl Mungfi.
Carl, Carl, are you there? Carl, never there.
Host me see them and you have bye bye call.
Carl, Carl, you there?
Yeah, I guess yeah, we can
But
say.
he's got to close this properly.
Yeah, definitely. New hardcore.
Yeah, just be patient. Yeah.
Thank
But Showbiz is good. Showbiz is really good there.
you, bro. Jërëjëf
Yeah,
thank you so much.
after I said before, did I go to the studio with small office.
Yeah, I
So,
think I will do that. Yeah, let me
and this,
shoot.
ideas, well, I already ideas I gave through some office. So
I want it to
do
be a
go taste,
project. Yeah,
do
I
go
want
taste.
it to be a project because song like I was saying it one time on my platform there. I'm not gonna just only make songs now. The man makes songs you have the time to
With
stream.
videos. Yeah,
Yeah. So
with
definitely
videos.
this one I want it to be one of those songs. So yeah man.
So, and then how on, figure yourself out there in the next few months, or maybe next, almost a year, if I get back, because you
Mhm.
expect some sophisticated equipment.
Ooh.
Why, because
Really?
it's you, bro, like, they will just invest legacy, because everything 4K.
Maa ngi yàkkamti maa ngi dof bàyyi ma tam bàyyi ma
Yeah,
futu karta rek nga gandagal liikal
wow,
yi mat
wow.
ma
No,
delluwaat man
but Lola Sahab,
I can't do it.
you're not somebody who's called a base, no, you're
Yeah.
just there for a while. Come knock over here.
Yeah, for
You're
real.
just there for a
Bro
while.
su ma ko waroon a def ni kon def naa ko bu mu gën a na métti de
Buyaga,
léegi maa ngi
buyaga,
fii di
buyaga,
mu ngi
buyaga,
doon bon
buyaga, buyaga.
so
Wow,
kon dinaa am naa
Alhamdulillah.
kayit léegi why do I have to worry I can be in Gambia ma dem fu ma nee tamit
Anytime, anytime,
that's what it's all
anytime,
good.
anytime,
Yeah,
anytime.
yeah, man.
Anyway, it was good. I can't, if so, but we have to go there.
Yeah, we say bye.
Yeah, we say anyway. Let's
Yeah,
just say
we just say
bye.
borom
Wow.
baax la respect waay.
Anyway, to all those who were watching this program, we say a big thank you. And then, but what final words, boy? Let's just
Finally.
let's. Oh, he's here.
Wage was closing on your behalf.
I think that's his promo.
Oh, is it? No?
Yeah, that's his promo.
Okay. So then, yeah, continue, bro. And then when Maria
Yeah.
comes again,
Uh, well, yeah. What's what yeah, boy? Let's continue to support each other. Let's uh, uh, let's be proud of what we have. Wow, let's be they ko proud eh parce que dëkk boo gis yow li nga am yow loolu nga damoo yow doo war damoo alali jaambur so dañ damoo li am pare you respect the people that started this whole thing.
real talk.
These are my final words. I guess to Carl Youth, we'll just have to call it off and yeah, because I gotta go.
Carl, ito mo lang time waste lang. Okay, all right. I'm the one that you're
Kalilu,
doing.
Kalilu,
Yeah,
we have to go, bro. Cheers.
thank you. Cheers, bro. One.
Thank you so much. Small living with small laptop with more color face, and I was not charging it. It was like free like that. Yeah. So I have to come back to my phone. Thank you guys. Thank you so much, Kata. Next time. Suma guy dañ dem.
Showbiz in focus with Kalilu Banja every Saturday from 8 to 10 p.m.
You want to know about the Gambian entertainment industry? You want to know the existing policies and programs of the arts and culture sector. You want to know about the governance and management of the arts associations. The program will throw a fresh light on the entertainment industry in focus. We will touch so many angles about the cultural sector, the opportunities and challenges, and interrogate them, and most importantly, offer solutions.